Okay, so we've got brand new Tom 10, fresh Tom 10, guys. Okay, ElderDrazi joined Tom's stream last night to talk about all sorts of things, from got the sassafras drama, the nude leak, his community falling apart, the sex pesting, like everything really, everything from the last little while that's involved Tom. We got a fresh recap of. We got Tom's updated feelings on it all. We got some cope. We got some shit talk. So it should be fun. And then Tom's also on a WIC panel tonight about sexualization and objectification. So we're stacked with Tom tent. Really, we're back to the Tom tent. Tom tent's back in town. Absolutely huge. Didn't you come fourth on Kick or Keep? I came third, technically, I believe. I beat Turkey Tom in that final vote. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying. Okay. It was double elims, so we both went out. But I believe I did actually beat Turkey Tom in that last fight. He got beaten by who got beaten by Sandpepper? Sandpepper went up before I did. Anyway, those 2 votes count. Yeah, it wasn't. I did beat Turkey Tom by like literally. What was it? It was like between 2 and 10 votes. I think it was something like that. It was some tiny margin. Okay, right. Tom 10. Let's go. ElderDrazi. Obviously, his skin suit's still falling off. No idea what's going on here. I've still not received an answer for this. I've not seen a single like plausible explanation, like reasonable explanation for what exactly is going on with ElderDrazi's forehead right now. It literally looks like a skin suit is falling off. I don't know if you guys have seen Doctor Who. I'm acting myself as Brit here. I don't know if you guys have seen Doctor Who, but in that show, there's this race of aliens called the Slovene, which are like these fat green, like they have like that drag their arms behind them. They're like these fat, overweight green things, and they wear skin suits of humans. And the way they put them on and take them off is they like have this sort of laser thing, and they do it like across their forehead, and then the skin like drops down. And so every time I look at ElderDrazi right now for the last like week or two, I've just been that's all I can think of is that he's about to cut his forehead open and drop the skin suit off and become this like, you know, fat green alien that's going to walk around and eat the prime minister.
So okay, so
you get the point. Listen, this is freakish. So someone diagnose this for me. Someone diagnose what's going on with ElderDrazi's forehead for me. I need to know. I need to know. I need a diagnosis stat. Okay, I need to know that he's okay.
Accurate. You said I did apologize. I said, and then you said that. I'm like, this fucking guy. Like, that's the most egregious thing that you did in that whole arc, in my opinion. Like, by a mile. I've had women say that to me when I'm fighting with them, and I'm just like, if I was ever gonna fucking hit a woman, I swear to God, it is top tier disrespect.
Okay, right. Let's take this back. I feel like we're missing some context here.
Okay. Yes. Weird.
Sorry, all my shit's fucked. I just moved, so a lot of my stuff is like we're still tuning, and I don't have my regular headset, so I had to set these up real quick.
Okay. Yeah, I was. It's not a huge thing, but we were on Wix.
To the contrary, you told me it's. I think it is a huge thing.
Okay, so Wix. We were on Wix a while back, a couple weeks back.
Dude, look, he's just looking like absolute shit, isn't he? Like his beard's patchy. He's got the fucking skin suit falling off. Mate, is it those earphones in? I hope that's earphones in his ear.
And I said,
yeah.
I'm sorry you feel that way. And you said,
okay,
that is such a fucked up thing to say.
Jesus.
And that like
it's like acting like it's an apology. Yeah.
So, okay, so all right, so I don't know if that's accurate. But
you
okay,
said
so,
I did apologize. I said, and then you said that. I'm like, this fucking guy. Like, that's the most egregious thing that you did in that whole arc, in my opinion. Like, by a mile. I've had women say that to me when I'm fighting with them, and I'm just like, if I was ever gonna fucking hit a woman, I swear to God, it is top tier disrespect.
Okay, sure. Saying I did apologize and then saying that, okay, that's fair enough. If that's what I said, because I don't like just the statement. I don't think is bad, and I think a lot of people get some people get mad.
Guys, can we not call ElderDrazi's wife a hog beast and a goblin? Guys, could we take it easy on calling ElderDrazi's wife a hog beast, please? That's a bit much, isn't it? That's a bit much.
About the statement, but the statement to me is perfectly fine. I guess if I say yes, that I did apologize for everything. I said I'm sorry you feel that way. Then okay, I can. Yeah,
you're a huge piece of shit if you do that.
Sure.
Oh, okay. It's right up there with like I'm sorry that I'm such a fuck up. Like I want to kill you right now. You're saying I'm sorry,
Dude,
but not
this guy's mic is so fucking bad. It's crazy. How has he not fixed this yet? It's so annoying. It's so annoying. To be fair, it took Wick like 3 years, so.
really. You're just throwing yourself a pity party. You want me to feel bad for you? I hate you.
Like, okay, so yeah, so from my perspective, like
it's as shitty as that to me.
I can not want you to feel that way and feel bad that you feel that way without feeling any responsibility myself. But like it's if somebody, like, if I'm talking to my sister calls me and she says, hey, I'm so sick right now. And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, I can't help whether or not she's sick. I didn't make her sick, but like, I am sorry
you feel that way
sick.
isn't.
Dude.
We're never talking about physical feelings. Now you're being snaky.
Plug your mic in
But no,
properly, you
if
retard.
somebody physically.
He's like got a fucking. I guarantee he's got like an XLR mic, right? And he's fucking got it plugged in some audio interface, and it's like fucking, it's like unplugged or some shit, halfway unplugged. Because he's one of these guys who's got like way too expensive gear for any of the shit he's doing, and doesn't use it properly. That's how ElderDrazi comes off. Because he's got like a proper microphone. I've seen he's got a proper microphone. So, Mr. Weasel, what is that argument? I didn't really hear it. I was too busy having my eardrums blown out by ElderDrazi's awful mic. The job he tried to get was for AV. Exactly. Yeah, this is low voltage Drazi. This is low voltage Drazi here. Expert in low voltage. Couldn't believe that black woman didn't want to hire him. Can't plug in a fucking microphone. Can't plug in a microphone. And you wanted a job AV company setting up security cameras and TVs. Is that really where you want to be, Drazi? I mean, it's got to be better than selling magic cards online, which is what he's doing now. I mean, he's doing it the whole time, but
to me,
I can not want you to feel that way and feel bad that you feel that way without feeling any responsibility myself. But like it's if somebody, like, if I'm talking to
there's marks on the cheek and forehead too. Like, what is going on with his face? I just don't get it.
calls me and she says, hey, I'm so sick right now. And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, I can't help whether or not she's sick. I didn't make her sick, but like, I am sorry
you feel that way
sick.
isn't. We're never talking about physical feelings. Now you're being snaky.
Looks like lab goggle marks. But he doesn't work in a lab, does he? It could be VR. Could be he's gooning on his VR helmet too much. Why don't you simply ask him? Because it's funnier to make content out of speculating why his skin suit's so fucked.
What do you mean?
But no, you can. If somebody physically feels bad, you're like, oh, I'm really sorry you feel that way. That's not how you're saying. Which can be said fine too. Like, if somebody's like, hey, I found out that like you say the N-word when you're rapping along to music, I'd be like, well, I'm sorry you feel that way. It's sort of like a way to hold boundaries and still show empathy. But if you're trying to like make amends, you would never say I'm sorry.
That's what I meant. So that's what I meant, is that like I am just trying to show empathy, to say this is not my intention. And even when you guys said, you're like, that's a fucked up thing to say, I was like, no, it's not. I'm saying like my intention was not to make them feel bad. So like I feel bad that they feel bad, but I don't think I did anything wrong. I just feel bad that they feel bad. Like, I'm sorry that they feel that way. Like I am sorry that they feel that way. It's just, yeah.
But you see,
I am sorry that they feel that way. But I am sorry. But I am sorry. It's so goofy, dude. This is the most autistic shit I've ever heard.
An apology. Like I've already agreed with you on that part. It's not really an
when you're
apology,
like,
but I am trying to express something
for
in
not
that.
apologizing, and you're like, I did though. I said I'm sorry. She feels that way. Then it's bad.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
By the way, can I ask you a question about the stuff that happened? I don't know how far removed you are from it now.
I am not removed whatsoever with it.
Because like honestly, I talked to you like just a little bit in DMs, just say like, hey, are you okay? But
I'm sorry, I dropped my vape. But keep going.
Oh God, I get it. That's important. So I talked to food shops about it. In my assessment, when I looked at everything, like, this just seems like literally not like a lot of things are, but like the lowest grade of like high school drama, like relationship whispers in the halls.
Just a little bit. I've turned you down a couple of times, but you're still.
Yo, thank you for the tier 2, Topher. Thank you.
I have to have like a session with somebody to help me with my my knobs got turned. Is this better?
No.
Okay. Let's turn a little more. How about now?
That's a little bit better. Yes.
Okay. And I'll move the hair away too. So when I looked at everything and I talked to food shops about this, and then food shops like 2 days later made a video where they pretty much adopted exactly what I said.
Yo, thank you for the 5 gifted too. Thank you.
Said This all seemed like the most like typical. Like if I was in 11th grade, this is exactly the kind of shit that I would see people getting worked up about. Which ironically is like it's like jail behavior.
Yeah.
It's like how people act when they have absolutely fucking nothing going on and they care like 100 times more about something that nobody would ever give a shit about who had any semblance of a life at all.
Yep.
Like if I find out that my best friend actually cheated on his girlfriend, I might have feelings about it, but it's not going to ripple out. That's weird. That's really kind of not my business. I can just sort of like touch on it with the people involved. That's about it. That's my place. And this seemed like that's all this was, taken to like the like millionth degree. Did anything else outside of that realm even happen? Like what ended up being the verdict? I've been moving for like 2 weeks. I've missed everything. And I've been really mad that people came after you over something like so mind-numbingly petty.
Yeah, at first, like, even I was like willing to just keep engaging in it because I knew it was fucking stupid. Like nobody in my audience seemed to care. There obviously the stuff with Zonia.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense why it would do it for some of them and not the others, because it's like it's the same thing triggering, no?
Understand very well, or like why she got so upset and took it so personally the way that she did. And I think it had to do with like her hatred for Mantis and it being like attached to that maybe. But like yeah, that was like the few people like Rezi and Zonia who had this like very visceral reaction to everything. That to me it was like just fucking memes and shit. Like I was willing to keep like having fights and arguments and keep engaging in it and like yeah, this is fun, like what the fuck. But yeah, there were a few people who
this is all just fun for Tom. This is all just fun for it's all just a little game for Tom. He was having fun. He was having fun fighting people over whether he's a sex pest or not.
The whole thing like very seriously, and it was
people wanted to hurt your career, right?
Well, so I would assume so for like even leading up to it, there's a bunch of comments in my comment section.
Okay, so this is funny.
Saying, like,
so this is
hey,
funny.
Kuihman and JSTLK keep saying.
Let's bring this back.
It was
funny.
People wanted to hurt your career, right?
Well, so I would assume so for like even leading up to it, there's a bunch of comments in my comment section from people saying like, hey, Kuihman and JSTLK keep saying that they're like on a mission to steal all your viewers and like make it to where nobody watches you anymore. Hope you're doing okay. Hope that's not really happening. And at the time I was like peaking. I was like I was doing like better than I ever had. So the fact that they kept saying this, I was like, whatever they're doing, keep doing it. Like if they're screwing up my career, please continue screwing up my career. But I fucked shit up with like what happened afterwards with
you
like
certainly said stupid shit.
So here's the reality: is that you can't actually. There is no way online to destroy someone's career. You just can't do it. If they keep making good content, they will keep succeeding. However, the reality was that Tom was not making good content. Tom is not making good content. So when a bunch of drama pops off, when a bunch of people go in on him, when I spend a month raiding JStalk, who is taking his time slot and his type of and his form of content. Good content is uncancelable. Exactly, 100%, Henry. Absolutely so true. But when obviously I raided JStalk every night for a month basically because JStalk was in the same time slot as Tom, and I had a better relationship with JStalk, and JStalk was making the same type of content, so I could get onto JStalk's stream, and Tom had spent months deliberately trying to fuck me, constantly talking shit, being like, oh, this Kuihman guy, everything he says is just completely unserious. No one should listen to anything. No one should associate with him. He's a brigader. He's a harasser. All this shit. So why the fuck would I not raid JStalk when competition, who is better at streaming, more entertaining, in the same time slot, doing the same content, and has more access for me, why would I not start raiding that guy? So these people are like, oh, Tom, I hope it's not true that JStalk and Kuihman are coming for your career. It's like, well, yeah, obviously people are going to come for your career if you're in a time slot, taking up space, taking up opportunities for content, being the one who's getting the sloppy seconds from Destiny's stream, being the one panhandling at the end of the stream, trying to get the bitches on. You know, if there's someone better that shows up to do that job, yeah, of course people are going to support them. That's just natural. People want the best content, and JStalk can provide it much better than Tom ever could. Competition is good for quality. Exactly. Well, yeah, obviously Kelly was a big part of it. Queen Kerry Jean. Oh, Kerry Jean. Sassafras was the whole show. He did nothing. I don't even know if that's true. I don't even know if that's true. I think Sassafras might have been kind of fucking useless, to be honest. I don't buy it. Like, yeah, there is some benefit to preparing content, for sure. There is some benefits to that. It does save some of the work. But every time I was in Tom's stream, Tom would be like doing content. He might even be, you know, feeling himself. He might be in his mood, in his element. You know, putting some good takes out about the best way to coerce women into sex. He might have been doing something great. He might have been doing good shit. And then Sassafras shows up in chat. Sassafras is like, Tom, bat phone, Tom, check bat phone, which is their like DMs. Her name for their DMs. It's like bat phone, like it's an emergency, you know. Check bat phone, Tom, check bat phone. Oh my god, quick. Everything's falling apart. Oh my god, check this. It was fucking pathetic. It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. If someone was doing that to me in my streams, I would honestly like ban them. I would not be like, if every 5 seconds fucking Stylo was in chat going, Gooey, quick, check friend chat, check our GC, quick. I would blow my brains out. It would be absolutely insufferable. It's like there is absolutely nothing that ever happens on Tom's stream other than the nude leak, which ever required that much urgent attention. No, at no point was that ever the case. So she kind of seemed like a useless, annoying bitch, I'm not gonna lie. Tom would literally mock her for it to the whole chat repeatedly. True. And also, sometimes Tom would have... He's going to say something in this conversation. I caught a bit of this. He's going to say that he never had conversations about relationships with Sass. Not true. I heard him on stream arguing about relationship boundaries and shit like that with Sass numerous times. And it was very obvious she wanted his cock. It was pretty clear to anyone who doesn't have autism. Because she's sitting there like getting super upset and emotional about the fact that Tom doesn't see the same things as abuse that she sees as abuse. Tom doesn't think the same boundaries are reasonable that she thinks are reasonable. So it's clear in her head. Anyone that's fucking interacted with psycho women before would know that if she's getting upset over stuff like that, it means that in her head, what's going on is she's going, well, if we ever get into a relationship, now this is going to be a problem. And she's freaking out. She's freaking out at the idea of Tom reminding her of all the men who have traumatized her in her past, which is like one of the worst things you can do for many women, is exhibit any slight similarity to a man who maybe did something bad at some point previously. Except her father. That's a huge boost. Sassafras giving the call you 30 times because you fell asleep and didn't text her good night vibes. Yeah, on God. Anyway, let's get back to this.
That I didn't back you up on? Your reactions weren't always the best.
I accidentally leaked a nude afterwards that, like, precipitated, like, a ton of other dominoes falling from there that I really...
One of the best things men can do for themselves. I think I would have gotten along well with your ex. Dude, that is such an unfathomably base thing to say to a woman. That is so cool. I think me and your ex would get along. Oh, man, that's so cool.
Really fucked up with, so...
The one thing I criticized you for, but I also... So, can I get clarity on exactly how that happened? Because this is my interpretation of it. You accidentally leaked it, and then you lied about what it was to protect the person whose nude it was, in which case I say this is a noble lie, but you're still at fault for leaking it. Is that how that went down?
Yeah, kind of, yeah. So to an extent, like, a lot of people were mad at me for lying to Sassafras about it, and I was like, I didn't owe her, like, an explanation.
You have to lie to everybody about it.
Yes, that's what I said. I was like, I lied to literally everybody. Like, this is a private relationship. This is wasn't a thing that I was, like, talking to anybody about. And it was only because of, like, an ex-boyfriend who had nudes that ran around saying,
dude,
oh, no, it's hers. I know whose they are.
He's like, I never lie about anything. Okay, well, I did lie about this thing. Okay, and there were other lies that were tied into that lie where it was all justified, and I had to lie about those things. But I don't lie, and people saying I'm a liar, a bad faith, they're deliberately spinning things. Yeah, all right, dude. But you literally admit that you will lie when you feel like you want to or you need to. Feel like you need to meaning when you want to. He turned it around on Cess. He started accusing her of just hating Mantis and being neurotic and obsessed while lying about it. There you go. There you go. Also, I find we're going to get into this. But a while ago, someone sent me some DMs with Tom. In fact, I'll just do this now because he's going to invoke Canklemore as like credibility. He's going to say, "Oh yeah, Canklemore went through all the claims, and Canklemore knew that everyone was lying about me lying. It was all bad faith the whole time. Canklemore figured it all out by just going through the claims and finding out what exactly was said." That's not the case. Okay, he's invoked this guy's credibility, but I've had interactions, right? Because someone went and spoke to Tom and said, so they were confronting him on some lies. I think this person's in chat. You can't even name a lie. Well, you know you can't name a lie. You keep repeating yourself because you want to believe. So just say that. Don't say, you know I'm a liar. Say you've deluded yourself into believing I'm a liar, but you don't know why. At least to be honest at that point, you can't be serious. I'm 100% serious. I've proof for 100% of this stuff. Canklemore has seen it. Philly's seen it. Sass has seen it. Mantis has seen it, as have others. They aren't defending me just because... They're defending me because they've seen the proof, including the Reddit accounts. Canklemore, I showed this Canklemore. He told me he's seen the Sass and Seven stuff, as in he saw those DMs, but he hasn't seen anything else. And then Tom said, the only thing that isn't publicly available is the Reddit thing. That's because my roommate isn't coming on stream. But Mantis has met him and talked to him, and Canklemore and Philly have both seen proof that it wasn't me on those accounts. Both seen proof that it wasn't me on those accounts. Everything else was public shit. So he has proven that someone else was using the account at the time those posts were made. That's what he's claiming. And Canklemore, I showed this to Canklemore. And he said, I have seen something, but it's not 100% proof, so I don't count it. It is evidence, but not solid. I said the same to him. I tried to convince him to leak everything, but he said he doesn't like releasing DMs. So he's saying that he's proven this to Canklemore. He's got proof. I've seen a video of the guy that owned the Reddit account. So he's just shown you this person exists. Yeah, so he's just shown you he had a roommate. This is what I thought. Because this is what he's done before, Canklemore. Is like when he brought his sister into his Discord, right? All he's proving there is that he does have a sister. He's just proven that she exists. Just proving that the person exists doesn't prove that they were using the account at the time or they made the posts. It's meaningless. It's literally meaningless. So Tom is like such a manipulative fucking wretched freak. It's crazy. I don't know why people let him get away with that. But like he's literally running around behind the scenes, invoking people's credibilities to try and be like, oh, no, don't question this. Don't question this. This person's seen proof. You know this person. You trust this person, right? You trust this person. They've seen proof. They've seen proof. They know none of this is true. They know it's just bad faith liars like Kuihman and J-Stalk trying to kill me. It's so manipulative. It's such freakish behavior. So don't let this absolute fucking fraud get away with this shit. It was the guy saying that it was his account and that it wasn't Tom, but yeah, it's a video of the guy saying, oh yeah, guys, trust Tom. Trust Tom, guys. Trust Tom. Oh man. It's so crazy. It's like when he brought his brother on stream as well. Dude. Dude. It's so wild. And then he runs around saying, people have seen proof. People have seen proof. I've proven it. You haven't proven shit, dude. You haven't proven shit.
Or I have her nudes. I can confirm. And so, yeah, that was like...
You're worse if you confirm it.
Yes, and of fucked up shit that happened throughout all of this. Like, that was, like, the most fucked up thing.
And so I will remind people that despite that apparently being this other guy's account, Tom wasn't using it, this other guy was using it, Tom had no idea. For some bizarre reason, there hasn't been a single post on that account since the alt drama happened. What's that about? I would have thought that maybe the account would have resumed use if it was this other guy's account. But for some curious reason, it has not been used. Huh. Interesting.
Ran around saying, oh no, it's hers, I know whose they are, I have her nudes, I can confirm. And so yeah, that was like, and
you're worse if you confirm it.
Yes, and of fucked up shit that happened throughout all of this. Like, that was, like, the most fucked up thing. And then other streamers, like, bringing the confirmation to their streams and shit. Like, that was just...
He's so desperate to frame it so he's not the worst person in the story. So desperate to frame it like that. Dude, no one gives a fuck about the rude mudcrab guy. He's a chatter. He's a chatter. It's not interesting to go after a chatter. This was my exact issue with Zonya's fucking stream, where I was actually more on their side, Tom and Mantis, where I was criticizing Zonya for blaming the decisions of a streamer on some viewer. It's another situation like that, and I'll say the same here. Why do you expect people to go after a chatter? No one gives a fuck. The best way to deal with chatters who are causing you problems is to not give them attention. It's not to call them out. Rude Mudcrab's been around debating like Radical Coder on whether it was okay for him to confirm the nude and shit like that. I mean, it doesn't seem like he's been very dissuaded. But I'm the worst criminal at gay. Yeah, it's just even if you accept that confirming something that everyone already knew, because we could already confirm it from the details that we could see, like the arm tattoo, and the fact that it's Mantis in Tom's community, and everyone knows exactly what's going on, really, if they think about it for 2 seconds. It's like you were like the very last bit that tipped the iceberg, so the very last straw on the camel's back, right? That was it. They just confirmed it solidly. But everyone was already saying it. It was already going around everywhere. Everyone was already aware, kind of, that was the case. And the idea that you're going to be like, oh, well, other streamers brought it up. Other streamers pointed out the fact that I was lying about the situation. It's like, yeah, obviously people are going to take the opportunity to point out that you're lying about something like that, dude. Obviously. Because if you're trying to get away with something, trying to say, oh, I didn't do anything wrong. There was nothing I did wrong. I didn't fuck up at all. That was just porn. He literally said, remember he said in his Discord, because he's going to sit here and say how terrible he felt about leaking the nude. He's going to sit here and say, it was so awful. I couldn't believe I'd done it. His response that night was, it's not the first time I've showed porn on stream. I guarantee it won't be the last. That was his attitude towards it when it happened.
It was it was just so mind-blowing to me, like, what people ended up getting mad about and what they didn't get mad about. Like, that, sitting through all of this the whole time, just thinking, like, what the fuck is happening here, dude?
Yeah, and, like, that's bad. Like, it's not something I'd be furious about. It's like a negligence thing. Like, you fucked up. You made a mistake. You made a Vosh-level error, but the thing that you also made the correct decision. Like, I am, like, psychotic about telling the truth. Like, I'll have panic attacks if I lie to people, and like I'll tell them within like 24 hours because I just can't do it. I have no prefix, nothing like that. I have actual OCD, no P, no extra letters, and it really fucks with me. And I would think that part of my punishment.
Actual OCD, no P or extra letters. This guy's like retarded. POCD is actual OCD. I think HOCD is actual OCD. These are just manifestations of it. These are specific manifestations of it. Those are Boots. I don't trust what you say on this. Everything you say on this is retarded. Yeah, okay, fuck off. Being retarded. Boots is getting in an hour. Oh, we can't do an hour. Do half an hour. Don't come in and say retarded shit like that. All psychology is made up. Just saying it's made up is redundant. It's all made up. It's all bullshit. It's all just made up. It's all just categorizations of behaviors.
Punishment would be is that I have to lie about that. That's my punishment. That's the only thing I can do to not make the thing that I did that was bad worse. So I get that.
Yeah, I think it's only
it's weird that that's the part that you were bad for, not just the mistake, but you're bad for doing the thing that you are duty bound to do if you make that error.
Yeah, well, and that's what I said afterwards. I was like, this isn't like a new standard that I'm holding just for myself, where I'm saying like, hey, I'm allowed to lie about this. This is a new standard for me. Like, no, like it's throughout the President Sunday drama.
You're actually retarded. I wasn't fucking saying that. Anything you're saying, yeah, okay, so you're saying retarded shit. It's not a diagnosis. POCD is not a diagnosis. No one says it's a diagnosis. It's not a diagnosis. It's not a diagnosis. You don't even know what you're saying because no one claims that. So you can stay on. Yeah, you don't know what you're talking about. You've just shown you don't. OCD is real. POCD isn't a diagnosis. OCD is a diagnosis. If that's what you're saying, that's correct. But that doesn't mean one is real and one's not real. They're both equally bullshit.
Where like his personal information was coming out, I was like, yo, people kept saying, oh, he's lying, we know he's lying. I'm like, yo, he's supposed to lie about this shit, shut the fuck up. Like, or when your personal information got leaked, I was like, guys, like, this is stuff that people are supposed to try to keep secret. They're supposed to, like, you know, they're not supposed to go around telling people about this shit. So if people lie about these things, that's what they're supposed to lie about. These are like, and this is it is when I say new standard, within maybe the last year to 2 years is when I kind of came to this realization. I did have like a firm line of like honesty all the time.
I swear to God, Drazi just shit his pants.
Allowed to lie about, hey, I said afterwards I was
duty bound to do if you make that error.
Yeah, well, and that's what I said afterwards. I was like, this isn't like a new standard that I'm holding just for myself, where I'm saying like, hey, I'm allowed to lie about this. This is a new.
Oh man, see, this is why Spud Gun's my preferred annoying turf in chat. Okay, this is why Spud Gun is my preferred annoying turf in chat. The real reason it's not a diagnosis is because different subtypes don't fundamentally change the clinical presentation or treatment, so it's not needed. Thank you, Spud Gun. Thank you, Spud Gun.
Standard for me, like, no, like it's throughout the President Sunday drama, where like his personal information was coming out. I was like, yo, people kept saying, oh, he's lying, we know he's lying. I'm like, yo, he's supposed to lie about this shit, shut the fuck up. Like, or when your personal information got leaked, I was like, guys, like, this is stuff that people are supposed to try to keep secret. They're supposed to, like, you know, they're not supposed to go around telling people about this shit. So if people lie about these things, that's what they're supposed to lie about. These are like, and this is it is when I say new standard.
Dude, no way. Boots, you can't just time Spud Gun out for being better than you. What the fuck? This is it's over. It's over, bros. The picking has caused some issue.
Within maybe the last year to 2 years is when I kind of came to this realization. I did have like a firm line of like honesty.
Okay, it was only a quick time. Okay.
No matter what, like up until, yes, the last couple of years, like realizing my shit getting leaked and people finding out more and more about my personal life, where I wanted to draw boundaries and they weren't willing to let me draw those boundaries. That, yes, like I started to realize, okay, there have to be like some protections for your personal life, and the truth just does not matter in this case. Your personal safety is
Drazi looks like he has dried shit on his forehead. Yeah, we've been over the skin suit melting a few times now. I think we can leave the forehead mark alone. I don't even know what's being said here, I'm gonna be honest. Tom is just so impossible to listen to. He's such a boring fucker.
Lie about. These are like, and this is it is when I say new standard, within maybe the last year to 2 years is when I kind of came to this realization. I did have like a firm line of like honesty all the time, no matter what, like up until, yes, the last couple of years, like realizing my shit getting leaked and people finding out more and more about my personal life.
Wait. So when did he say he had a firm line of honesty? Wasn't he a compulsive liar until very recently, I thought?
Bound to do if you make that error.
What the fuck is he saying here?
Well, and that's what I said afterwards. I was like, this isn't like a new standard that I'm holding just for myself, where I'm saying like, hey, I'm allowed to lie about this. This is a new standard for me. Like, no, like it throughout the President Sunday drama where like his personal information was coming out. I was like, yo, it like people kept saying, oh, he's lying. We know he's lying. And I'm like, yo, he's supposed to lie about this shit. Shut the fuck up. Like, or when your personal information got leaked, I was like, guys, like this is stuff that people are supposed to try to keep secret. They're supposed to like, you know, they're not supposed to go around telling people.
ElderDrazi's shit got when did it get leaked? Nothing of ElderDrazi's ever got leaked. There was nothing that ever got leaked of ElderDrazi. ElderDrazi has his full name, or had his full name in numerous places online. His donation page linked directly to his Twitch homepage. His TikTok, where his username was ElderDrazi and his @ was his full name. In his video that he released of the job interview, he included his name. The donation page also had his Instagram, had his name. The donation page also had his state and city. ElderDrazi was liking his wife's BBW OnlyFans pictures that she took with his ex-girlfriend who was part of the polycule. He was liking those on his ElderDrazi Twitter account. That's how he found them. And that's what he was upset about, really. Don't let people rewrite history and pretend that any leaks or any doxing was the reason ElderDrazi was ever upset by any of that stuff. The reason he was upset was because we found, by looking at his Twitter, the BBW OnlyFans photos that his wife and his ex-polycule girlfriend took together and posted on Twitter. And we were laughing at them. We were having a good old chuckle at his fat wife and fat ex. So this is just such a complete rewriting. It's
about this shit. So if people lie about these things, that's what they're supposed to lie about. These are like,
right.
Like, and this is it is when I say new standard, within maybe the last year to 2 years is when I kind of came to this realization. I did have like a firm line of like honesty all the time, no matter what, like up until, yes, the last couple of years, like realizing my shit getting leaked and people finding out more and more about my personal life where I wanted to draw boundaries and they weren't willing to let me draw those boundaries. That, yes, like I started to realize, okay, there have to be like some protections for your personal life, and the truth just does not matter in this case. Your personal safety is going to matter a lot more now.
Yeah, if it's for me, I can just say I don't want to say, and I do. I say I don't want to talk about that, like even interpersonally all the time, rather than lie. But if it's about somebody else, that's just sort of now your role. Even Vosh lied to protect those lollies. He said they were goblins.
Yeah,
because he wanted to protect their identity. Even degenerates like him know.
The problem, and I talked to Brittany about this a couple of days ago, is that like the problem is when they ask a question in a specific way, if you say, I don't want to answer that question or I don't want to talk about it, they know the answer now. And so you're like, you're left
even if
with
they don't, they're
only
convinced
option.
that they do.
Yes, exactly. So you're left with the only option is like having to say no. You just have to say no. They put you in a position. And this specific person that everybody's mad at me for lying to is somebody that I've told, I am not going to talk to you about this. I will lie to you about this if you keep asking me about this sort of shit. Like, I've been very clear with that person.
Literally any proof of that whatsoever?
That I'm not having those discussions with them. And so, yes, everybody getting mad that I lied to them about something that I'm like, yes, I told them I was going to lie to them about this. I told them that this is none of their business, and they kept asking anyways. So I'm, at that point, like, I'm just going to tell them what they want to hear.
Yeah, well, good on you. Yeah, that's good then. Then it seems like I feel very confident that I was one of the few sane people who saw things for how it was. Even if I don't know if this is the main narrative now, but I've at least been able to convince a few people of the obvious thing that was in front of me. When I talked to food shops, I said, look, not a single fact that's out there changes if you accept my narrative.
Well, and so that was,
and you don't have to make any jumps.
That was like the biggest problem. Is it went from he lied to this person, so we can't trust anything he's saying anymore. Now he probably lied about this. Now he lied about that. Now he lied about this. And it wasn't like we have any evidence that he lied. It's he's not trustworthy because he lied to this person. So now we can just assume all of these other things are lies too. And it's like, wait, the initial thing that I lied about is a justified lie. Those other things are not justified lies. Those other things are totally unjust lies that make absolutely no sense anymore. So like, yes, the whole thing was just so mind-numbingly stupid, where the starting point helps you get to like all of these other positions, yet your starting point is so fucking flawed that it doesn't actually
That's why I think that people are coming after your
positions.
career.
Okay, well, one second. Let me run this back. Let me run this back real quick. I just got distracted.
Falling from there that I really fucked up with. So
the one thing I criticized you for, but I also can I get clarity on exactly how that happened? Because this is my interpretation of it. You accidentally leaked it, and then you lied about what it was to protect the person whose nude it was. In which case, I say this is a noble lie, but you're still at fault for leaking it. Is that how that went down?
yeah, kind of. Yeah. So to an extent, like a lot of people were mad at me for lying to Sassafras about it, and I was like, I didn't owe her like an explanation.
You have to lie to everybody about it.
Yes, that's what I said. I was like, I lied to literally everybody. Like this is a private relationship. This is wasn't a thing that I was like talking to anybody about. And it was only because of like an ex-boyfriend who had nudes that ran around saying, oh no, it's hers. I know whose they are. I have her nudes. I can confirm. And so, yeah, that was like,
you're worse if you confirm it.
Yes, and of fucked up shit that happened throughout all of this. Like, that was like...
Okay, I went back too far. I'm retarded. I'm like retarded. I'm retarded. I am. I admit it. I am.
About telling the truth. Like, I'll have panic attacks if I lie to people. And, like, I'll tell them within, like, 24 hours because I just can't do it. I have no prefix, nothing like that. I have actual OCD. No P, no extra letters. And it really fucks with me. And I would think that part of my punishment...
I wasn't reading any bat phone. I read a comment on my latest video that was talking about the risk factors of substance abuse and harming children. It was quite interesting. It looks like it's just an abstract from some study.
Would be is that I have to lie about that. That's my punishment. That's the only thing I can
Drazi suffers from panic attacks? No way!
Not make the thing
this
that
guy
I
seems
did
so put
that was
together.
bad worse. So I get that.
Yeah, I think
and also
it's only
it's weird that that's the part that you were bad for, not just the mistake, but you're bad for doing the thing that you are duty bound to do if you make that error.
Yeah, well, and that's what I said afterwards. I was like, this isn't like a new standard that I'm holding just for myself, where I'm saying like, hey, I'm allowed to lie about this. This is a new standard for me. Like, no, like throughout the President Sunday drama where like his personal information was coming out, I was like, yo, people kept saying, oh, he's lying. We know he's lying. And I'm like, yo, he's supposed to lie about this shit. Shut the fuck up. Like, or when your personal information got leaked, I was like, guys, like this is stuff that people are supposed to try to keep secret. They're supposed to like, they're not supposed to go around telling people about this shit. So if people lie about these things, that's what they're supposed to lie about. These are like, right, like in this.
Well, okay, you shouldn't lie about most of these things. Most of these things you simply shouldn't address, or you should give vague answers that mean you don't have to make definite statements. A lot of the time, giving lies for these things actually makes it worse. You should, in almost every case, if you can't say the truth about something, you should avoid making a statement on it. And yeah, trying to pay attention to Tom is incredibly difficult. It's crazy how his like just monotone cadence and just lame fucking suboxone voice makes it so difficult to move from one word to the next, one sentence to the next. It's fucking impossible. Like, you just tune out. You just go.
This is it is when I say new standard, within maybe the last year to 2 years is when I kind of came to this realization. I did have like a firm line of like
Yeah, I'm on Suboxone, I don't sound
all
like
the
a
time,
retard.
no matter what, like up until, yes, the last couple of years, like realizing my shit getting leaked and people finding out more and more about my personal life where I wanted to draw boundaries and they weren't willing to let me draw those boundaries. That, yes, like I started to realize, okay, there have to be like some protections for your personal life.
And
And
there was no
truth,
reason for him to be lying to Sass either. There's no reason for him to be lying to Sass. He should say to her, I am not going to, it's a boundary. I'm not going to give you information about relationships I'm currently in. And then if she ever asks about anyone, he says, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. I'm not confirming or denying. I'm not confirming or denying. I'm not confirming or denying. Every single time. That's what it should be every time. Sass wasn't his girlfriend, though.
just does not matter in this case. Your personal safety is going to matter a lot more now.
Yeah, if it's for me, I can just say I don't want to say, and I do. I say I don't want to talk about that, like even interpersonally all the time, rather than lie. But if it's about somebody else, that's just sort of now your role. Even Vosh lied to protect those lollies. He said they were goblins.
Yeah,
because
I hope Zonya covers this BS. Why on earth would you want to watch Zonya cover anything?
Wanted to protect their identity. Even degenerates like him know.
The problem, and I talked to Brittany about this a couple of days ago, is that like the problem is when they ask a question in a specific way, if you say, I don't want to answer that question or I don't want to talk about it, they know the answer now. And so you're like, you're left
even if they
with the
don't, they're
only
convinced
option.
that they do.
Yes, exactly. So you're left with the only option is like having to say no. You just have to say no. They put you in a position. And this specific person that everybody's mad at me for lying to is somebody that I've told, I am not going to talk to you about this. I will lie to you about this if you keep asking me about this sort of shit. Like, I've been very clear with that person that I am not having those discussions with them. And so, yes, everybody getting mad that I lied to them about something that I'm like, yes, I told them I was going to lie to them about this. I told them that this.
Yeah, should Vosh be able to? So does Tom defend Vosh lying? Does Tom defend Vosh lying about the goblin short stacks? It's not anyone else's business what Vosh's sexual interests are. It's not anyone else's business. So is he? Do we defend Vosh lying about that?
This is none of their business, and they kept asking anyways. So I'm at that point, like, yeah, I'm just gonna tell them what they want to hear.
Yeah, well, good on you. Yeah, that's good then. Then it seems like I feel very confident that I was one of the few sane people who saw things for how it was. Even if I don't know if this is the main narrative now, but I've at least been able to convince a few people of the obvious thing that was in front of me. When I talked to food shops, I said, look, not a single fact that's out there changes if you accept my narrative.
Well, and so that was,
and you don't have to make any jumps.
That was like the biggest problem is it went from he lied to this person, so we can't trust anything he's saying anymore. Now he probably lied about this. Now he lied about that. Now he lied about this. And it wasn't like we have any.
Yeah, is ElderDrazi literally streaming like next to the fucking toilet? Why are the same people coming and going?
Evidence that he lied. He's not.
Was that?
When I talk to people about things, seems like I
feel
it is,
isn't it? It's a fucking toilet, dude.
Yeah, that's good then. Then it seems like I feel very confident that I was one of the few sane people who saw things.
He's living in like some squat, some like fucking house of 26 Mexican immigrants, isn't he? Vietnamese.
It was. Even if I don't know if this is the main narrative now, but I've at least been able to convince a few people of the obvious thing that was in front of me. When I talked to food shops, I said, look, not a single fact that's out there changes if you accept my narrative.
Well, and so that was,
and you don't have to make any jumps.
That was like the biggest problem is it went from he lied to this person, so we can't trust anything.
And they report him to events like transphobia and shit. Like, fuck off. Do not care.
He's saying anymore. Now he probably lied about this. Now he lied about that. Now he lied about this. And it wasn't like we have any evidence that he lied.
Also, guys, now is actually a great time to mention this, I feel. Now is a good time to talk about this because there's a bit of an issue going on. There's a serious problem going on with this stream right now, guys. And listen, I didn't want to address this at first, but I felt like my hand has been forced. I feel like I've been forced to do this. There's 220 plus people here right now, okay? But only 170 likes. Sorry, not 100. Only 70 likes. Only 70 likes, which is 150 plus people. 150 plus people sitting there who have not liked the stream. Which is okay. It's okay. You may have forgotten. But I am reminding you now. So if all the freeloaders would mind doing their part and liking the stream. And also, if you want to take it a step further, you can subscribe to the channel, buy a membership, gift a membership, buy a super chat, or donate if you so choose. Thank you very much. Thank you.
He's not trustworthy because he lied to this person. So now we can just assume all of these other things are lies too. And it's like, wait, the initial thing that I lied about is a justified lie. Those other things are not justified lies.
How much money
Those
is getting
other
to do the
things
gritty?
are totally unjust lies that make absolutely no sense anymore. So like, yes, the whole thing was just so mind-numbingly stupid, okay? Where the starting point helps you
I can't get schnasty with it like Wilbur can.
All of these other positions, yet your starting point is so fucking flawed that it doesn't actually
That's why I think that people are coming after
your
career. If I say, officer, that's my bag of weed because my friend is on probation and I have a clean record and I know I'm going to get a slap on the wrist, I didn't lose any fucking credibility. I jumped on a grenade. That's it.
Dude, what?
Even if it
what is it? Yeah, Tom was just like jumping on grenades. He was just like self-sacrificing. He's just like self-sacrificing everyone. He's just a good guy. He's such a good guy. Thank you for the 5 gifted, Spudgun. Thank you. The picking has paid off. Spudgun being tokenized. It wasn't self-sacrifice, it was self-preservation. Exactly. It's not jumping on a grenade at all. It's fucking delusional to frame it like that.
It doesn't feel good, but that's what you do.
So yeah, Food Shops did a good job with, like, I think her and somebody named Egghead. Like,
oh, this is funny. This is funny.
Thank you.
This is funny.
Like graph and like laid everything out, and we're like, okay,
stuff.
This actually all makes sense now, and none of it.
Food Shop's actually did a really good job of laying this all out. This is your op. Not op. This is your rider. This is your shooter. Food Shops. This is your shooter. This is who's out here gunning for you.
Yuki Ichigo super chatted $2. $2 from Yuki Ichigo. Tom Foolery is a liar and the HNT proved it.
Thank you for the $2. Once again, Sleepy. Very true. It does appear to have misrepresented a few things.
Seems like a lie anymore, or the things that are lies seem totally justified. And then Kenkelmore had like panels of people coming on, saying like, he lied about this, he lied about that, and he'd start saying, okay, can you like show that he lied, or like he's been inconsistent, he said this and then he said that, and you're like, okay, can you show?
Just 2 seconds. I'm going to just run this back just so I don't miss much.
Accept my narrative.
Well, and so that was,
and you don't have to make any jumps.
That was like the biggest problem, is it went from he lied to this person, so we can't trust anything he's saying anymore. Now he probably lied about this. Now he lied about that. Now he lied about this. And it wasn't like we have any evidence that he lied. It's he's not trustworthy because he lied to this person. So now we can just assume all of these other things are lies too. And it's like, wait, the initial thing that I lied about is a justified lie. Those other things are not justified lies. Those other things are totally unjust lies that make absolutely no sense anymore. So like, yes, the whole thing was just so mind-numbingly stupid, where the starting point helps you get to like all of these other positions, yet your starting point is so fucking flawed that it doesn't actually
That's why I think that people are coming after
your
career. If I say, officer, that's my bag of weed because my friend is on probation and I have a clean record and I know I'm going to get a slap on the wrist, I didn't lose any fucking credibility. I jumped on a grenade. That's it.
Well, and
even if it doesn't feel good, but that's what you do.
So yeah, Food Shops did a good job with like, I think her and somebody named Egghead like drew up an entire thing like graph and like laid everything out, and we're like, okay, this actually all makes sense now, and none of it seems like a lie anymore, or the things that are lies seem totally justified. And then Kinklemore had like panels of people coming on, excuse me, saying like, he lied about this, he lied about that. And he'd start saying,
So ElderDrazi here is going to brag, basically, that he said to food shops, yo, Tom isn't lying. Tom isn't lying. If you lay it all out, you'll see Tom isn't lying. And that food shops then did that and said that Tom isn't lying. What this fucking idiot, this total moron, freak, doesn't realise, and would, if he had above 80 IQ, is that food shops literally mirrors anyone she's around. She's like a sick little freak. She's fucked in the head. Anyone that she talks to, she will become them. I've literally seen it happen so many times. All of us have seen it happen so many times. Happened with Mr. Girl. Happened with Tom a few times. Sometimes I'll tune into her stream and I'll have said something on stream. I'll have said like, you know, one of the usual sort of backhanded compliments. Like, food shops has got more content than Twitch poll. And I'll tune into her stream later and she's doing like a skinwalk of me. It's like crazy. She's like watching a Wick panel and sitting there, stopping it to talk about teeth and progressive victory every 2 seconds. I'm like sitting there watching it like, this is ill. This is ill. This is genuinely terrifying. So I don't understand why Drazi is like, so I do understand. It's because he's like a pathetic little wretch, like a emotionally stunted, intellectually stunted wretch who thinks he's smarter than he is. Thinks that because he's got all these fence-sitting, retarded, slightly edgy, quote-unquote nuanced positions that, you know, he's ascended somehow, that he's seeing past it all. No, dude. There's a reason why you're an abject failure freak. You live in a squat, dude. And it's clearly because you don't have life skills. You're not very intelligent. You don't have very good mental health. You don't have very good physical health. People who let themselves get to this state are not people you should be taking judgment on, like social interaction from. So I don't know how they square it. They'll sit there and they'll say, oh, Kuihman and J-Stalk are so stupid and dishonest. If it doesn't make sense. If we're so stupid and dishonest, how come the public narrative fell in our favour? Because there would have to be something there, right? There's got to be something there. There's got to be something going on. Like maybe you could say we're stupid and dishonest, but then you would at least have to admit, and I joked about this in Discord earlier, then you would have to say like, oh, Kuihman and J-Stalk are just so charismatic that carried it. That carried it. Everyone just went along with it because they're just so good at presenting it. Or something like that, right? There would have to be something that was being done right, surely, for everyone to go along with it. Why is it only ElderDrazi and food shops that are gunt guarding Tom? Why is it only them? Why is it only the most retarded, abject failures that you can find? Why is it only them? There has to be some reason for it. You have to have some... Like, how do you soothe that cognitive dissonance between what you're seeing, how you're seeing everyone else act, and what you think, and looking at who's around you? How do you suit that? And then you're like, oh, these people are just stupid and dishonest. Well, how? How can that be the case? Surely there's got to be something being done right. What is your reasoning? And they never manage to come up with it. I never hear it at any point. They're just basically like, oh yeah, people are just like crazy. It's just like a group psychosis. Everyone just believes all the same thing for just some bizarre, unexplained reason. It can't be that I'm wrong. It can't be that I'm wrong. That couldn't be the case.
saying, okay, can you like show that he lied, or like he's been inconsistent, he said this and then he said that, and they're like, okay, can you show that? And then they would show it and it wasn't what they said, and he's like, okay, so you know that was not a lie now. And they're like, yeah, but he's still a liar, like we know he's a liar, so like all of these other things, it's like, dude, you guys just don't stop, like there is no end to it. And it was just, yes, people, these aren't, neither one of them, food shops nor Kinklemore, neither one of them have big audiences, but the few people who actually took the time to go through things meticulously and check it, they came to the right conclusions, but nobody was watching them when they did it. And so it's kind of fucked that like the only people who were actually willing to go through things didn't get, like, it swayed absolutely Well, it swayed very few people.
In all fairness, I will give food shops credit. They did.
Yeah, they just clearly laid out the facts, but it just wouldn't sway anyone. No one would listen. They clearly laid out the facts and showed how innocent I was, but just no one would listen. Yeah, dude, because they would be able to maybe validate your story on little bits of social interaction, like on the Kelly stream on J-Stalks. Like maybe someone said, oh, you said this thing at that point, and then lied about it later, and then they go and check. It's like, oh no, he did actually say that thing at that point. Those are the sorts of lies that were getting disproved. Or like lies that were getting disproved. Truths that were getting proven, I guess. There was never, but for the broader issues at play, stuff like a lot of the sassafras stuff where there's conflicting stories coming from each camp and no one's willing to leak the full DMs. You know, this stuff hasn't been proven. And there's plenty of claims, contradictory claims, for which you have not provided solid evidence as to what the real story is. The Reddit alt stuff is insane. The prison stories are insane. Zonya claims that you lied about stuff to her. So you've got like a whole situation there where nothing's been proven. So the idea that, oh yeah, Kankamore and food shops just laid it all out and showed the truth, it's just total bullshit. It's total bullshit.
They did all the video stuff, they did all that, but they argued dead set against all the points they made in that video. That was
like I watch Kankamore stream sometimes, and I saw like some of that stream where he was going over lies. It was literally like they were going back in the VOD with Kelly. It was like that's where most of it was from what I saw. Was about like debate points being brought up where they were like, well, you said this at this time, and Tom was like, I didn't say it. I didn't say that. And then they go back and check. It's like, he didn't say that. It's like that sort, like I said, it's that sort of thing. It's not these big like life things that he's lying about.
It's me. That I was the one that put all those ideas to food shops that they were totally against. But they did all the they created everything for it. Yeah, it seemed like everybody was taking fucking crazy pills.
They ended up privating it, so like I only saw a little bit, and then I heard about the rest of it. There was some rumor going around that was totally untrue that got them to like private the video, and it's turned out to be like a totally bunk narrative that people ran with just to get her to private the videos.
So I don't even know what this is. I don't know what narrative people ran with to get food shops to private video. Who the fuck cares if food shops privates a video? Who is out here trying to get food shops to take content down? Who is doing that?
Well, if you ever want to see what food shops' opinion is, you can hear me saying it on the talk that I had with food shops. I laid out the whole thing, and I thought it was really funny. They asked me to watch it on stream. I was like, oh, this is exactly what I told them. This is exactly it. Yeah, I think that anybody, I think a lot of people just got the well was poisoned. They're always getting it from this perspective, and anybody who was really willing to listen to like what was seemingly like right in front of our face, just like clear as day, if they're actually willing to listen to that, it's very hard to confront the fact that you don't have to change any of the facts whatsoever to make it be just people being weird, and it's just high school drama. Yeah, and you didn't necessarily have to do anything malicious, except for accidentally, which isn't even malicious, leaking the nude.
Right.
That just seemed like a mistake.
Leaking the nude had me like super upset. Like once I realized like what I did and kind of, yes, of course. Like once
leaking the nude had me super upset. I mean, this is the guy that on the night he leaked the nude said, I've shown porn on stream before. I'm sure it will happen again.
I realized what I did and kind of like processing that, like I was super upset because I never thought that I would like ever do something like that. And then
I've shown porn on stream before and I'll do it again.
Also, like one of my close friends leaving, I was just very, very upset and emotional throughout this, and didn't like. And then my DMs are getting leaked all over the place, and I'm like wanting to combat this, but also I don't want to react like emotionally, and I'm way too emotional to like really make decisions.
The people coming in and out of Drazi's bathroom is killing me, dude. It's honestly so crazy to sit there and stream next to the toilet. Like I can literally sit here and like time the fucking bowel movements of your wife, bro. That's crazy.
Decisions at this point, and so I'm just trying to like explain myself, but people are getting more pissed off at me the more I explain myself.
Yeah, and he's sitting there with a
irrationally,
smell
like,
wafting from the door, dude. As his wife fucking shits out the 5th Taco Bell of the week.
even at points where like all these DMs are
Dude.
getting leaked, and I'm like, wait, they're cutting off like really important parts. Let me go show like the rest of what this says. And it was, oh, how dare you? You better not leak those fucking DMs, you piece of shit. And I'm like, they leaked my DMs. What the fuck is happening right now? They leaked my DMs. Like, what? Why is everybody like? This is so insane. Like, yes, it was just
I
the
said
whole
that
thing was
too.
wild.
I said that you said there was other stuff, but like, if for instance, like, because we've seen some of your conversations with Sass, and I said, well, there could be other stuff that could change it, but like, also, Tom's just going to be seen as a piece of shit if he shows anything else.
Right.
Like, we've already come this far in this. Yeah. Like I said, I don't feel like I was.
Not if he's got stuff that can directly disprove lies or things that he claims are lies. Why would anyone call him a piece of shit for leaking that? I wouldn't call him a piece of shit. If someone lied about something and he showed the DM to prove it was a lie, cool, do it. But he doesn't. He doesn't show any evidence for anything. Ever.
I had any, like, I wasn't super smart. I wasn't very clever. This just seemed abundantly obvious on first glance to me. And everybody else was just fucking lunatics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tom is the one who grandstands about not leaking DMs.
The weird thing, and I was just talking about this earlier, is normally I feel like there's a bunch of like drama streamers who are taking off with some fucking narrative.
Oh, these
and they're all
drama
running
streamers.
around like,
These drama
you know,
streamers.
with some crazy conspiracy. And then I review it thinking like, oh, this is going to be wild. And we get into it and we're like, wait, this isn't at all what they're saying it is. Like, what is wrong with these people? They're just trying to hype this up. They're just trying to like make it as provocative and as hyperbolic as possible so that they can get a lot of views off of it. But this is not at all what they're saying. And so then I'm sitting there thinking, shit, I'm like the one person who normally does this, and now I can't review my own fucking shit.
How is Tom supposed to be fair to Tom? How is Tom supposed to be fair to Tom? It doesn't make any sense. He can't even save himself. It's Shakespearean, really, isn't it?
Save myself here, like I like with the WIC, you know, progressive victory thing where everybody's running around with conspiracies there and everything. Like, we brought him on, we pulled up
this is crazy. This is crazy.
Like video evidence of him, like,
so conspiracies about progressive victory. What was the conspiracy? What was the conspiracy in progressive victory? I claimed for months that people were contracted streamers. I was told that was a conspiracy. Then it came out it was true. And they were having these weekly meetings where they discussed content strategy. All of that was true. So where was the conspiracy theory? Because it was a conspiracy theory when I was being told I was wrong about those facts. But now that it's turned out that I was right about that, now there's some other conspiracy theory. Now it's saying, okay, well, you think it's a conspiracy past the conspiracy. You think there's an extra conspiracy. No. Always said the same thing. Always said the same thing, that these weekly meetings were happening, these payments were happening, content strategy was being discussed, that it wasn't being disclosed. And yet, now the narrative is, well, it was being disclosed, because one time, when President Sunday shit on Wick for being paid by Brenner Wu, he admitted he was paid by Brenner, because one time he said that. Now it means that all the disclosure issues are washed away, all the transparency. Everyone knew the whole time, actually. So why for 6 months was I being told fucking crazy? Why for 6 months was I being called crazy for saying that these people are all in a group where they get paid to talk about content strategy? So why was that happening? If everyone knew this, if it was so obvious, if everyone knew it the whole time and these people were so upfront, how come all their fans were dogging me for months? It doesn't make any sense. It's because Wick said it that one fucking time when he got pressed about it and never mentioned it other than that. I'm not going over this schizo flow chart. That looks like AIDS. It's way too much writing. But yeah, there's a flow chart of what this thing that Egghead and Food Shops did, where they wrote out their counter narrative, I guess. Yeah, exactly. Okay, yes, read my crap. You're correct. Conspiracy theory is just a theory of others conspiring. So it was a theory, but now it's proven as fact. Yes, exactly. But they say there's still a conspiracy theory. They say it's still a conspiracy theory because, well, what you're saying is that their content's changing because of these meetings. That they're being told what content to make, and they have to blacklist certain people because of it. It's like, no, that's not what I was claiming. It's a perverse incentive that was undisclosed. Well, not properly disclosed in Wick's case, where he only said one thing once about it when he got pressed. No, it's not. It looks like Egghead probably did this flowchart because it's a bit more put together. But it's like a book. I'll pull it up quickly. I'm not going to go over all of it, but you guys can if you want, I guess. You can pause it or some shit. We're not going over all that shit. Fuck that.
Admitting that he was getting paid by Progressive Victory in the past and like talking about it openly, and everyone's acting like, oh, he's hiding it, he refuses to talk about this, it's blah blah blah. And then we show, no, he talked about this months ago, he said it numerous times on stream. What are you guys talking about? Like, and that kind of like dulled that down to where I guess I was the fucking target the next day by the same exact people who were hyping up the Progressive.
Yeah, see, actually, it was just I just took Tom out because he tried to stop. He saved Progressive Victory in that drama, so I just took Tom out. So when he took the heat for Progressive Victory, that's when I changed target and went on him. It's not because he just started fucking up randomly apropos of nothing, going after Kelly for some reason because she said he was weird. Oh man,
Victory shit. So yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not a drama streamer. You know that, right?
Yeah,
that's not what
sure.
I do.
I don't consider myself much of a drama streamer, but everybody else does.
Then what the fuck are you, ElderDrazi? All he does is watch Destiny versus Mr. Girl content. A lore streamer, I guess? Is there a difference? What the fuck is... Oh, man. I hope these people just rot. These people are just all awful. Yeah, you're not anything. You're not any fucking streamer. You get 5 viewers a stream, you retard. That's not a streamer. That's someone in a Discord call. Most Discord calls I'm in are bigger than ElderDrazi streams. We have, what, like 30 people every night in fucking Spice Pit. It's crazy. It's crazy. You're not... I'm not a drama streamer. Dude, you don't make content. You don't do anything. You just sit there rewatching old Mr. Girl shit. That is all you do. And I fucking hate when these pathetic, ankle-biting freaks will sit there and act like, oh, it's so bad to be a drama streamer. It's such a bad thing to be a drama streamer. Dude, you would fucking love, you would kill to be able to do this to any level that is considered acceptable by an audience. You would kill for it. Do not cope. Do not lie. You just aren't funny. You aren't entertaining. And you aren't very intelligent. But they'll sit there and say, oh, you're stupid, you're dishonest. Fuck you, retard. Drama streaming is based. True. I mean, I don't even know that I call myself a drama streamer just for ease of advertising. Because it tells people, like, what rough thing you'd be watching. Well, I talk about, like, internet controversies and shit like that. So drama streaming probably works pretty fine. But like, I still like the way they're using drama streamer is not just someone who covers drama, and they'll explain this in a moment. They're not just saying that someone covers drama. They're saying someone who like milks it and farms it, like creates it basically. Saying a streamer who creates drama is really what they mean. So all I do is I get on, I find some weird freak, some embarrassing freak. I'll sit here and rail into him for 5 hours. That's what I do. Is that drama? Sometimes it's relevant to a topic that's going on, a broad controversy that's happening at the time, because it's very good to get in on trends and be able to contextualize things in a story that a broader range of people are going to care about, while still providing the same content, the same energy. But like, what is creating drama? Like, yeah, you can, sure, yeah, I agree. Manufacturing drama is kind of fun, like when you can get away with doing it. But what even is creating drama? How am I creating drama when I like review Tom's streams and say what I think about them? Is that creating drama just because people then take the talking points I say and then run and then start fights with people? No, that's just how like streamer communities work. Is that really manufacturing drama? Is that really creating drama? I guess like in a way I kind of like, you know, that Tom's downfall is sort of manufactured because Like I did spend a month raiding J-Stalk. Like obviously that put him on the back foot a bit, and he when it started all falling down, it made it 10 times worse. So that part is kind of manufactured. Yeah, I deliberately set that up. I wanted J-Stalk to take that spot from Tom because I knew that J-Stalk's content sense was better than Tom's, and he was more positive towards me. Yes, obviously. Yes. Of course I'm going to use my raid on J-Stalk, 100%. Yep, no doubt in my mind. But what is manufacturing? It just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, you can only... Because the drama only exists so long as your community and you go along with it, right?
So yeah,
I thought you did. I thought you did.
I cover drama, but the only reason that I would make any distinction whatsoever
Look, so here
because of what we just discussed. I don't do that. I want to have conversations. I want to have debates. I want to get into the idea.
Fuck no, I've never raided Tom. Sorry, I'm not going at you. I'm saying fuck no, I've never raided Tom. Because that motherfucker, literally, the entire time where I first started streaming, sat there just trying to make me sound like fucking like false alligating me as a brigader, false alligating me as all sorts of things, as a harasser, as a big meanie, saying I've got no credibility, talking mad shit all the time. So no, I never raided Tom. Fuck that guy. Glad he's rotting. Manufacturing drama is when you throw the banana peel on the floor to slip on. Well, yeah, true. But if that's the definition of manufacturing drama, then yeah, I am. I do manufacture drama. I do like a prank here and there, a little practical joke. No, Stardust is the one who said that I tried to kill food shops.
I want to like, you know, I want to like actually like, try to understand something. Like that's. It's not the content. It's just that drama is what pulls the people in and makes it an interesting conversation. And so it just gives me something to bounce ideas off of. It gives me something to talk about, something to debate. And so I wouldn't say I'm a drama farmer. I'm a drama streamer in some like sense. I cover drama, but it's
so
not.
What is like farming drama? What is farming drama? To me, farming something is just like it's the cynical exploitation of something to its absolute limits. Or that's milking, I guess, maybe. I see farming and milking as sort of this idea of like cynical exploitation, where you're just like, yeah, I'm coming here to make my money, get the views, farm the drama. That's what it is, right? That's the sense I get from it. At least that's how I think Chud uses it when I've heard Chud say like farming a drama. He's talking about like farming the live drama, farming the Mystico drama. That's going live every day on a stream. Booting up. First 4 hours of the stream are all about Mystico and the Mystico report and Lav lying. Do the same thing the next day. Rake in thousands. Like that's what I think of as farming drama. But Tom seems to be saying it here as being like you're making it. But I just don't know how you make drama unless you just straight up lie. Unless you straight up lie about shit that's happening. Which, I mean, if you can show that I've just straight up lied about shit that's happening, go for it. But that's how I can think of like manufacturing, forcing, faking drama. It doesn't make sense.
The main thing is like to actually challenge your ideas and shit like that.
Yeah, I get that. I covered the progressive victory thing. I had Wick on and had people come to talk to him solely for the purpose that it could happen to where if I thought people were being like outrageously bad faith, I could just rein it in. Not even as like a moderator, but like it's my stream. If you're going to do that, I can just boot you. And I talked about your stuff, but I didn't even consider that being drama stuff. I have a small audience, but the people that they're pretty dedicated and they like me because I look at everything very nuanced and I'm trying to just figure out what's actually happening with something. And I thought that I added some value to both of those things because of that. I didn't feel like I was drama farming. I felt like I was trying to remove the veil of drama off of what just seemed like pretty normal, fine shit. Because I don't like seeing people, like I like Wick. He's been nothing but nice to me. You've been nothing but nice to me. And I don't want to see people that I think are pretty decent people getting fucked over for something that's just like fine. It's crazy to me. Yeah. It freaks me out.
Yep. Yeah. Well, and
it's-
there's like normally
This is
in
the
that,
kind of shit that shows me Mr. Girl's right
thing is
about
that
audiences and how
this framing people as like drama farmers, right? It's like it's almost like a thought terminating cliche. It's poisoning the well, right? It's saying, yeah, I'm a drama streamer, but I'm not like these people. You can trust me. But if I label someone as a drama farmer, that means that you can't trust anything they say. That means that if there's a drama going on, they're covering it. You can't trust the conclusions that are made. You can't trust the analysis. You have to come listen to me instead. Yeah, guys, listen. You don't have to. I appreciate the kind words. There's no need to write for me in chat. I did the AFK for a second there, but I just scrolled up when Onyx said it.
how vicious they really are.
yeah, sure. Like the there's a ton of like dramas with my own friends where like when I cover it, it becomes like a very like matter of fact thing. Like, let's just talk about the facts, not make this big like condemnatory thing. Like, this is my friend, I don't want them to like get canceled over and shit. And with the same exact people that I did that for, they all turn around and fucking grandstand on my fucking grave, standing there like, oh, tomfoolery, what a piece of shit. And I'm like, wow, dude, like, I wish
Where's it? Discord.gg/Kuihman.
I had handled their fucking dramas totally differently now. If I had known it was gonna go like this, man, if I had known that they would turn around, I would have fucked these people up.
Don't say. I don't think you would have. I hope that you would have.
Yeah, I wouldn't have. But yeah, it's just like it's
just to be clear
disappointing.
too. You and I we don't really have a past where like I would just defend you, right?
Yeah, no, I none of the people, not with Stardust, not with Brittany Simon, not with there's none of the people had this like thing where they like owed me anything or we had a special relationship or anything like that. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that Stardust was one of them. She actually messaged me after I talked about your shit on Wix and complimented me on arguing my points about that, which is weird. People don't usually do that to me.
I don't know what happened. At some point she said, I can't defend Tom anymore, but didn't really give like a real justification or reason for it, and it didn't really make sense. And then she came on here days later trying to like argue something that didn't really make sense. And so it was just it was
probably hate from
confusing.
the Kuihman TLK community. By the way, you should never say Kuihman.
Okay, here we go. That's all right. Cut out the middleman and just release gangster raps on yourself. You can do a diss track on ex-con Tom. Dude. One day we'll do a diss track, okay? One day. That's on the bucket list, alright? Before I get banned off YouTube. Alright? Before my career is unceremoniously ended due to my own actions. We'll make sure we get a diss track out, okay? At some point, one day.
And in JSTLK, it's redundant. They're the same fucking person. They're just attached to a different streamer.
They're not. Like, truly, as much as I can't, as much as I don't like JSTLK, he is, like, a lot more, he's a bit smarter and is a lot more fair.
Oh, yeah. Here it was.
TLK community.
Sense, and so it was just, it was
probably hate from
confusing.
The Kuihman TLK community. By the way, you should never say Kuihman and JSTLK. It's redundant. They're the same fucking person.
This is just such a retarded thing to say. Like, what is even the comparison here, other than just, oh yeah, they're the bad people that I don't like? What is the comparison? It's just they're the bad people I don't like. That's it. We don't make the same content. Our streams are totally different. We associate with different people, other than when I associate through JStalk's stream. We've got different politics. It's just DGG after hours versus Chud after hours. But even then, this isn't like JStalk is DGG after hours because it is a community show, right? It's a show for people to come on, for people from DGG to argue about stuff, come on and talk about the dramas that are going on in the community at the time. It's for that sort of thing, for the most part, right? That's why it's a DGG after hours. Not just because he streams after Destiny, but because that's the nature of the show. That's not what I do. I'm not here being like, oh, what's going on in Chud's community? In fact, I deliberately avoid what's going on in Chud's community for my stream, usually. or what drama Chud's in. I try and cover just the Twitch bullshit because that's where I have my niche, what I enjoy covering. So this idea that me and J-Stalk are like one and the same, it's just like I don't get. I just don't get the point of comparison other than just saying, oh yeah, I don't like those people. Smith saying Drazi is terrified of both of you. Has he said that? I don't understand why people are terrified of me. Well, I get it because I'm mean. I get that. But I've heard some people say, oh, you're scary. It's like, no, I'm not. I'm just some fucking retard. I'm just comedy style. I'm just comedy style. I just got high amounts of WBS. I've got a WBS OD. I'm oozing it. I'm bleeding. I bleed WBS.
They're just attached to a different streamer.
They're not like truly. As much as I can't, like as much as I don't like JSTLK, he is like a lot more. He's a bit smarter and is a lot more fair.
He's Destiny flavored.
See, look,
yeah,
Kuihman is Chud flavored.
Right, exactly.
They're the exact same.
See, Jason's so smart. How? How is Jason so smart with me? I'm not saying Jason's stupid, but how? How? Explain this one bit. Why isn't the semen ring on Drazi's forehead gone away? I don't know what's going on with his head. It might be from lab goggles or VR. Pizzle showed how terrified of you when she instantly left the last call you were alongside. That was funny. Oh, it's Kuihman. Well, J-Stalk is softer than you, Kuihman. That's literally it. He backed off while you kept going in. That's literally what it is. I mean, yeah, I guess. I don't know, dude. I don't think J-Stalk's even that much softer. He just doesn't like doing the like hate-watching content. But I fucking will do it unabashedly. I love it. Right, this is a divide and conquer strategy. Don't explain it, just face it. Wait, it's not a matter of dividing. Like, me and J-Stalk are totally chill. And it's not like there's some big fucking alliance either that's got to be divided or some shit, right? I don't think there's any strategy going on here. I think these people are just like trying to tar everyone who dislikes them as being from the same group, as being like bad faith, same group. It's a cabal. Yeah, exactly. They're trying to set up a cabal in the mind of the viewer. Like, oh yeah, well those people, all those Kuihmans and those J-Stalks, all those people out there, you can't listen to them. That's what it's all about.
Person, just a different flavor.
Kind
They're
of.
just stupid and dishonest.
I think the flavors make a big difference in this case. They do.
But for some reason, they're way more competent
sure.
than me. Huh? What's going on there?
And like, even if you look at their communities, they reflect the same kind of vibe, but like what the other streamer would have, like what the bigger streamer would have.
Mm-hmm.
Destiny's would be full of a bunch of women that he just had on his stream, and Chud's would be full of a bunch of angry people who just want to shit on people.
Yeah, like they want to hype shit up. They want to like make a big deal about stuff. And there was already like once all this happened, there was a bunch of people like running around with this thing like, oh, Tom and JSTLK have been at war for Destiny's after show, and they've been fighting over Destiny orbiters and shit. This never happened. This was not a thing. Like, they're like, oh, JSTLK won Lav,
this is delusion.
And that's why Tom hated JSTLK. I banned Lav from my fucking Discord because she kept saying transphobic shit to Zonia. And Zonia admits that she kept trying to bait Lav and trying to get Lav to say transphobic shit. So that
I don't know who said that J-Stalk won Lav. I don't know who said that. But it is a fact that their channels were in competition. Their channels were in competition because they were both making very similar content at a very similar time for a very similar audience with very similar people. It absolutely was. There is competition there. It's just delusional to sit there and pretend that there's not.
That she would get banned, and so then
that's
like,
the most Zonia shit I've ever heard.
Yeah, sure. So like,
and we know there's competition there. We know there was competition there because a bunch of people that used to watch Tom and used to go on Tom now watch J-Stalk and go on J-Stalk. Like the exact same people, not just oh his numbers went down, J-Stalk numbers went up. That he must have gained the viewers, but the same users,
but yeah, so then, like we banned Lav, like had a big thing on stream, just kind of explaining what happened, and And then yes, like there's all of the other people have like messaged me and said like, hey, I want to come on if you like talk about my stuff or like anything, message me and let me know. And I would go over their stuff and just not message them just because I didn't feel like having them on. I wanted to talk about it myself. I wanted to have my own debates and my own conversations about it. And so like, yes, it wasn't like all of these people were like, there was this great like departure from tomfoolery. It was more like I didn't ask these people to come on. I wasn't trying to get them on. It's not like I'm like begging, please come back to me, please. It's like but that was the narrative after.
You are wrong. Please don't insult me like that. I never touched Tom. Disgusting place, says Brandon Zero. Okay, just making it clear, Brandon Zero did not move from Tom to J-Stalk.
It's like, oh, Tom had it out for JSTLK, and
no, I
really
think
upset.
it was a one-sided war. I think that JSTLK has really been going after you. That's what it looks like, and you were barely aware that he existed.
Yeah, for months. Like,
What? This is delusion. Barely aware that he existed? Shut the fuck up, dude. This is just crazy. ElderDrazi is so dumb, dude.
Was always hearing like, oh, he's doing this thing. Oh, he's saying this about you. Oh, he's reviewing you again. I just never engaged in it. Didn't really care. Wasn't a thing.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So yeah, is it all over? Is it done?
I guess. I mean, my fucking audience is gone now, so.
Oh, you did lose a lot of audience?
Yeah, like I was averaging like 150 to 200 concurrent viewers at the time. I think over this week.
No, you weren't, you lying fuck. Show me right now. Pull up on your analytics. Do January. Tom, I'm calling on you to open the analytics page on your YouTube. Go to content, the live heading, subheading, and then do the month of January. Scroll down and screenshot the concurrent viewers section. Because I can see in January, my average viewers were 140. So I doubt you were at most. You were at most 150, 160. At most. But I think you were probably lower than me. I think you were probably 110. I think you're probably about 100, 110. For average. Maybe at the peak of your stream each night, you scratched over 150, scratched over 160, scratched over 170. Maybe at the peak of your stream that night you would get there. But there's no way your average concurrence were 150, 200. That is just not true. That is false. That is incorrect. The only reason that the drama has managed to hit Tom so hard is because if you've got an audience and you keep going making good content, well, that's the first issue, is Tom doesn't make good content. But if you've got an audience and you keep making good content, you can't be stopped by some drama like this. It's only fucked Tom because he was right on that borderline of like 110 viewers where he's just about making it work. And because he's lost like 10 or 20 community members, 10 or 20 big community members, it's decreased the views by that much. And then because it's decreased the views by that much, it's decreased also the most active chatters, the most likely to like the stream. So a lot of all your metrics is dropping. So your discoverability is going down. That's why it's fuck you so hard. It's because you're on that borderline, and losing that 10, 20 core members can seriously fuck you at that borderline. If you were at 200 average viewers, it's unlikely that losing those 10, 20 core members would completely fuck you. You could probably, soldier through it. It would be rough. It'd be difficult. You'd be struggling a lot with stuff because there's a lot of work and free labor that you can outsource to community members. Now, you would have to be taking on what you are now, but you can get through it. You can absolutely get through it, especially if you're making good content, which is not. This idea that he was at 200 viewers, total cope, delusional.
350, so.
Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm. Which part of it is
like the Zonia stream?
So part of it is.
What do you think hurt you the most?
Sassafras, because like she was my producer. She was like my right hand man. She was a huge part of like building the community. She was like in charge of the fucking community. She owned the Discord. She
maybe
was,
this Drazi stream will get him back on track.
She was the one who sent me all of the content, told me what to go over, and so it totally, to me, like, whether or not it was like this.
Yeah, I think Boots. He's going to talk about his previous communities where he's had to restart before in this conversation. So we'll see what he says about it here. But I have heard him make some extraordinary claims about his Twitch viewership.
Horrible breakup or like this very public thing. I would expect people to feel like a lot of loyalty to her and want to want to feel like they stood by her and want to feel, that totally makes sense to me, and I'm not upset about that. I'm upset about how she went about it, because I made like a huge deal in the conversation with her to say, like, I'm not going to blow you up over this. I'm not going to fuck your shit up. I'm not going to leak anything. And then
but this implies that he's got some way of fucking her shit up, but he's got something on her, right? That's what this implies. But it sounds like Sassafras was the one with shit on Tom. He's making it sound like, oh, I'm a good guy. I'm having mercy on you. I'm taking mercy. But that's not the case. It's not the case. What he's actually doing is trying to stop her from leaking stuff. It's so dishonest, such a dishonest framing. It's like it's crazy manipulative.
How they ended up taking off.
Yeah, this is in your best interest. This is in your best interest, Sass. You don't want this stuff coming out.
Different narratives and what actually happened, and I was just kind of left holding the bag afterwards. So yeah, but yeah, people like that.
So then, I don't know if you can answer.
Mantis calling you a weasel in this chat. Oh yeah, they both are weasels. Zonya really took the mask off for this one. Yeah, because the viewers are also retarded.
Definitely like an important part of the community, and her leaving is definitely going to change things one way or the other.
Yeah, so I don't know if you don't want to answer this. This is fine, because because of what you just said. I just got the impression that
yeah, when's Mantis gonna start streaming?
I things between you guys were different than they are, and when she found out they weren't, she just like scorned the fuck out of you. Is that basically what happened?
So that's a thing that people have said. If that's
what I said.
I'm saying that that's a thing that people have said is coming from her, but she hasn't said anything publicly, so I have no clue what the fuck's actually coming from her. Even when like Zonya did her stream, Chud said the next day that everybody heard from Sassafras that she was really upset with how things went on Zonya's stream, that wasn't how she wanted things to be represented, and that like this wasn't her that wasn't her voice. But then other people kept coming, and I was like, guys, stop speaking on behalf of Sassafras, stop coming up with this shit, because I don't know what's actually coming from her and what's not, and she's not answering me. So people could literally just be making shit up, and I don't want to have to go like leak stuff to disprove something that she wasn't part of. But she's also stepping away and trying to like not engage in any of it, and so yes, like I have no idea what's actually coming from, what's not. So the problem with the theory that I like, that she thought that we had a different type of relationship, is one, she knows of like other girls that had some like sexual DMs with me and like sent me nudes and shit. And the only reason she knew about that is because there was an actually thing pertaining to her that she needed to know about in this case. And so I came and told her about this one or two scenarios that months after the fact, right? And
so no, he's not giving any detail here. He's not saying anything about what happened. So this could have been him totally fucking around. So I would want Sass to tell these stories, to be honest. As seriously wonder, like, what is it that's going on in your other relationships to where there is something important in that relationship that pertains to Sassafras that then you have to tell her about months after? That sounds like a fucked situation, I'm not gonna lie. That sounds like something fucking weird was happening there, dude.
And I talked about on stream very consistently about the fact that I was not interested in long-term relationships, that I was only interested in just like kind of hookups and short-term, like, you know, here and there, but nothing committed, no real like committed relationships. And her and I had conversations about like defining our roles, and even just like a month before this happened, like we had a very like,
come on, have you ever met a woman that has an interest in a guy? That doesn't really matter.
The problem is that, and I agree with you,
That should come
the
here and
thing
tell her
is
tale
that
of survival
whether
and
or not
escape.
there's like, if I was looking at something like this from the outside, I would think, okay.
Well, I'm asking about what's your sense. What do you think?
I don't know. I have
you
no
had
idea.
to take a guess.
I have no idea.
So you never got like any vibes that like she was more interested than she was like kind of letting on. There wasn't any like classic signs, and you're just like, okay, like I can't really like directly confront this because like one, she's my producer. That's like, no matter what I do, no matter which way this goes, this is just like going to be totally a fucking nightmare for me, and I just can't deal with that. And I don't think that's on you to deal with that. Everybody's shit is their own shit to deal with at the end of the day. I don't think it's fair for people to put it on other people.
Yes, in hindsight, there's like a possibility that she had a thing for me, but I have no idea, and I don't want to say that as though she's like this pathetic person sitting next to me for 3+ years. Just the problem is that yes, the idea that I was like, because this is the narrative, is that I was.
What do you mean it's not pathetic? Charles, of course you don't think it's pathetic. You're sitting there in a house where 27 Vietnamese and Haitian immigrants as they fucking go to the toilet every 5 seconds behind you because your wife can't stop eating Taco Bell. Of course, you don't think it's pathetic to sit around like a lapdog waiting for 3 years for someone to be interested in you, Drazi. Of course, you don't think that's pathetic.
Her on for producer work. That's the narrative, is that I was leading her on for producer work. And so if you're saying I led this chick on for 3+ years without any flirting, without any romantic interactions, no romantic DMs, no like no talking about relationships or anything like that for 3+ years, then yes, at that point it would kind of be pathetic.
But he did argue with her about relationships and about relationships boundaries on streams and shit like that. Like I said earlier, there would be these interactions, these fights that Sass and Tom would have on stream that I caught sometimes, where Tom would say something about relationships, and Sass would be like, "Oh, you don't actually think that, do you, Tom? You don't actually think that's okay in a relationship, do you, Tom? I can't believe you're like that, Tom." It's like you always hear women do that shit. I said this earlier. It's when women get reminded of some man who's wronged them in the past, they'll start freaking out if they're interested in the guy, being like, "Oh my god, you don't really think that? You don't really think that?" It's like so obvious to anyone who doesn't have autism what's going on there. It's more pathetic if she doesn't have a thing for him somehow.
Pathetic. Like, it would be a little weird.
I don't think
that's
happened. How those things usually work. Like, if there was any leading on, it can just be attempts to maintain being friendly and all that, and being misinterpreted on the other side. Because I don't know anybody that's like relatively our age that hasn't been in some kind of situation where somebody's interested, but like you want to be friendly, but you're trying not to send the wrong signs. But like basically anything that you do that it's nice can end up getting turned into.
I have
being seen as
girls before, but not for 3+ years. No, that is not.
You don't have to be. I guess what I'm saying is that like I haven't always been aware as how big of a thing it is. Like they might show some kind of interest, and I just sort of like redirect the conversation, think that I'm making it clear, still being nice and all that, and all this time it just keeps getting misinterpreted. And like I don't think that's leading on. I don't think that's what that is. I think that's being professional.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just saying that like one way or the other, they're like I think that
I guess I'm saying I never thought you were leading on. In my
I understand,
guess.
but I'm saying that even for me to try to like assess this, it's hard in a 3+ year relationship to try to take little signs here and there and say, "Oh yes, there was this thing." Whereas like anybody could do that in hindsight. Anybody in any relationship could try to find those things and make it seem that way.
So he's just totally incapable of retrospectively evaluating relationships. So he just can't do that.
Way, and from my perspective, no, it just didn't seem that way. And if it did, I would expect over the course of 3+ years that there would actually be a conversation. There would actually be some sort of like, we hung out a lot, we talked a lot, like on and off for 3 years. Like, yes, I would think that there would be something explicit at some point during that, and it's just not there. So yeah, it's hard to.
Don't discount the fact that maybe you're just retarded too. My buddy's sister, like I realized as like deep into my adulthood that
you can see Tom just seething, the rage behind his eyes as ElderDrazi suggests that Tom might have a flaw.
She I played Yu-Gi-Oh with her brother. I was
Look
playing
at him.
with
The
her
eyes
brother.
are a killer
One point,
right now.
She said, "I want you to teach me." How to play." At
Patrick
one point,
Bateman stare.
we were in her bedroom with the door closed on her bed, and I'm just like
Just like
teaching her
a
how to
rising
play
noise in the
cards,
background.
and
Kettle
never
boiling.
realized,
Like,
obviously, she's fucking interested in me. This is abundantly clear. I'm in her bedroom with the door closed on her fucking bed, and deep down I was like, "Oh yeah." Obviously, like at the very least, she wanted to fuck. I'm fucking stupid.
look at him. Try
I'm really stupid
through
now.
a gritted
Like,
smile.
she's literally like a model now. I fucked up so bad. And
yeah, I'm
beyond over my head.
I don't think I'm quite
So,
like you,
I thought she was a
Drazi. I
closeted
don't think I'm
nerd.
quite like you,
Yeah, so
Drazi.
there's like a number of ways of like.
There we go.
And I don't think I did anything wrong. Maybe to me, I wasn't malicious towards her.
Yeah,
I'm malicious to my own sex
Sure,
life. That's
right.
what I'm malicious towards.
so there's been girls that I like hung out with that maybe if they like started hitting on me or something, I would have been like down, but I was never like pursuing anything with them, and I wasn't waiting around for anything. But
Yeah.
like if that's the type of scenario that we're talking about, yeah, I could find that totally plausible.
Yeah.
But I'm me. I love myself. I'm super conceited. I think that's the case with like 90% of the women in my life. So
So there you go.
waiting around for anything. But
Yeah.
like if that's the type of scenario that we're talking about, yeah, I could find that totally plausible. But I'm me. I love myself. I'm super conceited. I think that's the case with like 90% of the women in my life. So
But guys, Tom doesn't have a massive ego, guys. It's totally not. You can't you totally can't watch the narcissistic veil slip and reveal a complete fucking child like every night on stream the moment anyone gives him any pushback or criticism on his character. Tom doesn't have an ego though, guys. You didn't just watch the full blown Patrick Bateman stare. As ElderDrazi gave him slight criticism. Where is it? He totally doesn't do this. He's just really conceited, guys. But this totally never happens.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
That's fair.
Tom, when someone criticizes him.
Somebody
Yeah,
said, why
that
would she
makes
care you're
sense.
talking to other girls if it was super clear with her? So again, we had a lot of phone conversations where we're on calls for long periods of time, right? And it was on and off always.
Yes, Tom thinks he's attractive. Tom thinks he's like this suave ladies man, attractive guy who's like a sports chad normie, but he's also a volcel. It's like incoherent and just one of the most disgustingly like delusional views of someone. Steve Brahma. Do you think you could be retarded? Actually, I think every single woman in my life is sexually interested in me.
I always told her, like, I have this like hypersensitivity thing where like I get
He's just a bit autistic, guys.
Stream or I finish.
He could never misread a signal. Every woman in his life is sexually interested in him, and after he talks to people for too long, he gets hypersensitive. All right. I see where we're at. Okay, cool.
Like, some family event, and I just want to be alone. Like, I just want to be left by myself. But there will be periods of time where I do want to hang with somebody. And so, like, we'll watch a TV show, we'll watch a season, we'll watch, like, a series, and then we'll get to the end of it, and I'll be like, okay, like, I'm probably going to go back to, like, doing my own thing for a while. And, yeah, then I'd go, like, 3, 4, 5 months just not on the phone every day, and then we'd go a couple months on the phone every day again, and this was kind of, on and off for, like, 3 years. But each time we're in the off period, she's wondering, does he just not want to be my friend anymore? Like, did I do something wrong? Did I say something wrong?
I see.
And
okay.
Each time, yes, she would like message me and just say like, hey, can you like tell me again? Like, I feel like you're mad at me, or I feel like I pissed you off, or and so each time, like, I would just reassure, like, no, we're still cool, we're still friends. Like, I'm just like this. This is a me problem. This is a me thing. Where, like, yes, I just don't. I want to go to sleep, and I'm tired, and like getting on the phone and like arguing and watching shows and shit just kind of riles me up, and then I'm up long after we get off the phone where I'm just kind of amped up now. And so yes, so at this point we probably hadn't been on doing calls for like a year, well over a year.
Yeah, well over a year.
Like getting on the phone and like arguing and watching shows and shit just kind of riles me up, and then I'm up long after we get off the phone where I'm just kind of amped up now. And so yes, so at this point we probably hadn't been on doing calls for like a year, well over a year. And she was now over the last couple months asking more and more, did I do something
Yeah, I know
wrong?
there's a week
It's been
penalty.
really long
We'll
time
get
this
to that
time.
today or
I feel
tomorrow.
like you're mad at me. I feel like I did something, you know, are you pissed at me? And each time I was like, no, I promise. Again, it's a me thing. I just want to go to bed after streams. I don't want to get on the phone. I have work in the mornings now, and I have a different job, and so I'm like doing it, you know. And so and she lives in a different time zone, so like it was earlier for her than it was for me. And so yeah,
How
so
the fuck were you leading her on if you didn't talk to her if you didn't do any of that stuff for over a year? Because like I was at the point before you said that, like I can understand both sides. I can see how Tom would feel that way, and I can see how people would think that he's leading her on. But you haven't talked like that for like a very long time like that. How the fuck are you leading her on?
yeah,
This doesn't make any fucking sense.
So when but then she started asking me like, I are you like hanging out and talking to other people? Are you like doing calls with other people and that's why you're not talking to me? And I kept saying, no, I promise, like that's not what it is. But I would tell her, if you want to talk during the days, in the middle of the day, I'm totally free, I'm totally open. We can watch TV, you know, we can do whatever you want. In the middle of the day before streams, like anytime you want, I'm here for it. And
this is just sort of trying to mend like the friendship because you realized like maybe you were a bit like neglectful with your friendship.
Yeah, sure. Like because I wanted to make sure that she like because I kept saying like this is a me problem, but I'm totally open to like still having these calls. Yes, exactly. And so then when she found out that I was talking to somebody else, she thought, oh, this is what he's doing after he gets off stream now. He's on the phone with her all night, every night, and that's why he hasn't been talking to me. And I'm like,
what he's saying right now is what was confirmed in DMs that he showed me. Can you be specific, Gankamore? Like what? Just write out the claim or claims that you're saying were proven.
So when she finds out, she freaks out. She messages me.
No, not the same thing. Okay.
Yes. So she's like, fuck you. You know, I'm done. And I was like, can we talk about this? She's like, yeah, let me get off work. So she gets off work. We get on a call. And I'm like, first off, we haven't been talking for over a year. This is not why I haven't been talking to you. This happened over the last month. We haven't been talking for over a year. So this is not a thing that like affects why we're talking. Two, I'm not talking.
Wait, so that's just so fucking. That's so horrible. That's so mean. So mean-spirited. What a horrible thing to say about someone. Tom's weird round head and his sniveling attitude and whiny voice combined to form the most sexually repulsive person I've ever seen. No sane woman would be attracted to him.
Talking to her after streams either. Like if I talk to her at all, it's before streams, and it's like in the middle of the day shit. And so
well, it's also not the same thing. It's not the same thing at all.
Right, exactly. And so I said, I was like, I was like, and even with this other person, I've told them, like, hey,
wait, why are you all agreeing with her? Stop.
I'm going to go talk to her. And so if
this guy's going to kill himself, we're going to have another James Somerton. This is going to be my Chud stream. This is going to be my Chud stream, guys.
And she messages me, I am going to have to get off and I'm going to go hang out with her for a while. And like this was a thing. And so I tell her this on the call. I say like these three things, and she's like, oh, okay. I wish I had known that. I feel better about this. Like I feel better that you're saying like you would prioritize me in this way and blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, cool. But we've had numerous conversations about the fact that I don't like that you keep butting in on my relationships and my personal life, and you're kind of like doing it too much. And at this point, I don't think it's healthy. I'm not okay with this anymore. So I'm actually gonna say that this is kind of where we need to draw the line. She says,
people
fuck
had
you.
an issue with that.
You're trying to make me sound like I'm crazy, blah blah blah. And that's when we go over the state.
Dude, I've just seen this. Why, Ryzek? Why?
statement for what we were gonna say.
That is always what
leaving.
happened. In my experience, this is what happens when somebody finds themselves stopped by a boundary. They freak the fuck out. When
Yeah.
somebody runs into a boundary and they really don't like it, they either so like there's not a lot of things they can either accept it, deal with their shit, and kind of like learn from that, or what. But most of the time, what people do is they take that as a personal affront.
You're so ill. You're so ill.
And because that boundary is solid and they can't push past it to make themselves not feel self-conscious about it, they freak the fuck out to like protect themselves.
Well, and that's okay. Like, she doesn't have to like
It's normal.
accept my boundaries.
This is a normal thing.
Exactly. Yes. Like she's allowed to like feel
That's why
how
it's
she
hard to
wants.
hold boundaries.
Right. She's allowed to feel how she wants. She's allowed to have her own boundaries on like where it is she wants a relationship to be and what like what kind of communication she wants, and she's allowed to say, you know what, I like, if you're gonna draw a boundary there, then I don't want to do this anymore. Like,
this is all horseshit, by the way. They were talking consistently up until November this entire time. What, like doing calls and stuff?
she's allowed to do that as well, and so I don't like, I don't fault her for this. I didn't think that she was
Yeah, it sounded like I was
wait. Looking at Kankamore's message. Just going to bed so you can be up during normal business hours for appointments in the grocery store and stuff. Plus what he said about just parting. He just said about parting ways. I don't know what that was.
criticizing her. Like, that's just my experience with 99% of the time where I've set a boundary with somebody. They just freak out. Said if people didn't do that, boundaries would be easy. It wouldn't be a big topic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that's abnormal in any way. It just really sucks for the person holding a boundary.
Yeah.
So sorry if it sounded like I was like trying to make her seem like a nut when I said that. Everybody turns into a bit of a crazy person when they're running into a boundary that they don't like.
Yeah.
Myself included.
Yeah. So like there's
Typed in 2 separate chats. Go further up. Oh, I see. The conversation about her asking if he's spending time with other people after stream instead of her, and he said he talked to Philly once and one other person once, but the rest of the time he's just going to bed so he can be up during normal business hours for appointments and the grocery store and stuff. But he was, but wait, that doesn't. Wait, so but I'm assuming he's showing you that he said that to Sass, right? That's what you're seeing, right? Is that what you're saying? But that doesn't show that claim is that the claim that he's making to Sass is true. I don't know what the DMs you saw are, so I don't really know exactly what you mean. So I make such a huge deal about not liking DMs, but they seem selectively applied. It is very selectively applied, isn't it? Very curious.
I don't know. So yeah,
Damn.
so like I had already said like numerous times, like, hey, not talking to you about these types of relationships. I'm not talking to you about the girls that I talk to. Like, from where I come from, like, you're not supposed to kiss and tell. This is a thing that you're supposed to do with people, but apparently with everybody else, like, you're supposed to just divulge all information about yourself with everybody you know. And yeah, that's just not a thing that I do.
Are you from the Midwest?
No, I live in Georgia now. And I've like grown up most of my life in Georgia. New York and Georgia.
Interesting. That's very much like that's how people are in the Midwest. You're supposed to keep shit to yourself. Anything that's like private, if you divulge it in front of people, it's considered really rude to the other people around you. Not just the people that you're divulging about, but you're like
Yes, there was more in there that cleared things up a bit more about the state of their relationship, but frankly, it's been a while. I said it on past stream, I can't remember everything perfectly. Fair enough. So yeah. So you're saying that he's proven that what those were the things that he was saying to Sass, but it still sounds like that was cover, no? Because he just so happens to stop calling Sass in November and starts talking to Mantis in December. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you're with me. So him using your credibility constantly to say, "Look, everyone knows I'm telling the truth." Kankamore's looked into it. This feels. So it was like a weird play. Mantis started in January. Do we know, Matt? You've seen that Mantis started in January? Because I don't know that I believe that.
Involving other people in it, and that's rude to them.
Yeah, I guess.
So,
but yeah, like
so that makes sense to me.
The idea that, like,
I don't know, but
I'm that, like, I don't know, again, over the course of 3 years, that there's like no romantic messaging, no
that's what you've been told.
no
Okay, all right, fair enough.
sexting, no sending each other pics, like no like sexual.
Yeah, I'm relatively confident it started in at least December. At least December, if not November.
Video calls or like any of this
I think
shit
you're good just
ever.
after the year gap. The year gap alone, I think, validates everything that you're saying as far as like I wasn't leading her on.
It's a year
That,
gap
like, you're
in
solid.
like phone calls. We're still texting each other all the time. We're still friends.
Yeah.
She's
But like
still,
the phone calls,
you
that's
know,
the
moderating.
That's the
and...
thing that could be seen as an intimate interaction.
Yeah,
Texting
sure.
is not.
Sure.
You have to text everybody. You don't have to sit on the phone and like talk to somebody for a long period of time or like watch shows with them on Discord.
Yo, thanks for the $4.99 from Courtney. Thank you.
Courtney super
you can
chatted
do that.
$4.99. $4.99 from Courtney.
With your friends, but if you don't do that, you're not leading somebody on. Full stop. Leading them on to what? More text? Get the fuck out of here. This is stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, so
people...
I like I don't like the idea that, yeah, like for years and years there's none of this, and somehow I was leading her on, or that I was like that like she was like madly in love with me, and that I'm just like stupid or something. Like there's no messages that anybody will be able to find. I'm okay with them being leaked if they're finding these messages where we're actually sexting and we're actually romantic with one another or anything, but they
you can't prove it. You can't prove anything. You can't prove anything. Nice. Thanks, Tom. I don't think anyone believes that anyone was madly in love with Peeping Tom.
Chop your head off, but until then, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. It's I don't know.
Yeah. I firmly believe that the vast majority of the people, including the audience members in this space, just have no idea the first thing about any relationships, period. So they just sort of like go with whatever anybody else says. Which if you don't which is why
wait, what's this cope? Let's hear this.
I don't know.
Yeah. I firmly believe that the vast majority of the people, including the audience members in this space, just have no idea the first thing about any relationships, period. So they just sort of like go with whatever anybody else says.
ElderDrazi is such a stud. He just knows all about relationships. I wish my relationships were like ElderDrazi's relationships. That's why I listen to everything he says about them. Because I want to be in like polycules of overweight, disgusting slobs. That's the life I want to live. So I'm going to listen to ElderDrazi's advice. Yeah, this is good. I seriously don't get where these people think they get off acting like they're fucking authorities on this shit. Like they're authorities on social interaction and relationships. No one wants to be you guys. No one wants to be Tom. No one wants to be a quote-unquote Volcel at 35 e-dating. Nobody wants to be that. Why would they take Tom's advice? Nobody wants to be ElderDrazi. Nobody wants to have their skin suit falling off, a line across their forehead, and a polycule of overweight OnlyFans users. Nobody wants that. These are like archetypes of exactly what you don't want to be in your 30s. These are like pretty clear examples. Cautionary tales, some might say. Why the fuck would anyone take your advice?
Which if you don't, which is why I'm gonna plug real quick. I'm having a relationship.
Like it at least makes some sense, right? As much as you can sit there and say all this shit about, Destiny having these explosive relationships yet going and giving relationship advice. First of all, the times when he does give relationship advice is usually boilerplate, except when he spurgs out about open relationships and says they're the best fucking thing ever. But generally, it's pretty boilerplate, like basic, just what you would read in a fucking self-help book. And also, for many people, Destiny is actually an example of something they would want to be. They do want to be a sex addict, spending all their time gaming or fucking, yeah, a lot of people do want to do that and are traveling and doing drugs and shit like that. Yeah, people do actually want to do that. No one wants to be these guys. Literally nobody wants to be ElderDrazi and Tom. There is no one who should be following that life path.
Relationship advice show for the people that are actually in them in this space, not to get women, but people that are fighting with their women or people that are fighting with their boyfriends, and to do that with rotating guest hosts. Because this is such a great example of how fucking brain dead everybody is when it comes to romantic relationships. If you cannot talk to somebody for a year and they think that like somehow there's something going on there, these people have never been in a relationship.
Yeah.
Or if they have, or if they think they have, they just had weird friends. They had weird friendship dynamics.
Yep. Yeah, I was
Very goofy.
like I wanted to leave all of this and just, make a statement in Discord and just leave it alone. And obviously, I
work out for you.
Yeah, that's not a thing that I'm allowed to do. So now this is a public thing.
Oh, poor Tom.
Now I'm.
Yeah, I got a lot of shit
It is
for,
what it is.
And I even said to you, I'm not defending Tom.
Mhm.
I'm defending
What happened?
or
Yeah.
I'm against people doing this stuff where it's unjustified.
Mhm.
Is essentially all I was trying to do. But then I kind of did just want to defend you because it seemed like you were getting so much shit that was like,
Yeah, look, Sid, I don't know if you were here, but we figured out that Drazi is actually streaming from next to his bathroom door. So every 5 seconds, you can see one of his like roommates or his girlfriend going to the toilet. It's disgusting. It's disgusting.
nonsense on top of it.
Mhm.
It all freaked me out.
Yep.
And
Yeah, and hear a flush as well.
I think you say enough vitriolic dumb shit that's very entertaining that people can give you shit for.
Yeah.
Let you get shit for that. Let you get shit for shooting your mouth off when you shouldn't.
Yeah, sure.
The things that make you entertaining that are criticizable, that's fine. I'll let you take all that heat and I'll watch and I'll laugh. But when people actually want to hurt you,
why would Destiny
stuff that
blacklist
has-
Sunday? Why is Destiny running from the president? Listen. I think it's the beard thing. And I listen, Destiny's not going to admit it, obviously. But like, if you, I'm going to be real. I can empathize it. If you had some medical issue that meant your beard was like kind of like fucking up, and some guy's going at you super hard over it, I probably, you may not want to talk to him. I kind of get it. I love Sunday. I kind of get it. I mean, Sunday doesn't talk to Destiny anyway, does he? He always refuses, so it's not like it matters. It's just a shame he can't go on JSTOR.
it's totally unjustified. It's not cool with me, and I'll speak up about it no matter who it is. I don't even care if I hate the person. Somebody called me a Vosh fan because I was like, well, why are you calling him a pedophile or something like that? And they were like,
he can still go on JSTOR?
You're
Does
retarded.
Black
I
List not
hate
extend to
Vosh.
that?
I just also hate you. All right.
I figured it would be
Like you're
okay. So if JSTOR's bringing on blacklisted people, Destiny's going to come down on them. I figured that's what was going to be the arrangement. If it's not, then fair enough.
I think he's a bad person. I also think you're a bad person. I just don't think he's the kind of bad person that you're saying he is. I'll get out of your way. I was gonna say hair.
Well done. Well done.
My bad. Yeah, it was nice to get some clarity on some of this stuff because like all the shit I've had going on in the back of my head, I'm like, I really want to know what the fuck happened. But like, I asked Reservoir in his chat, and he goes, "Well, you can watch all my videos for you." Like, I'm not fucking doing that. Part of what I do is trying to keep up with shit. I can't keep up with shit and watch 2 weeks of shit that happened already. That's cool. I'm glad things have at least simmered.
Dude, stop.
Although it sucks that you're at where you're at.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, but oh, you know what? I have a thing I'm doing. I don't know if you're interested. It seems like it'd be up your alley. I'm doing a kind of a mock panel.
This is the guys. Guys, this is going to be amazing. I can't wait for this.
Seems like it'd be up your alley. I'm doing a kind of a mock panel.
I'm doing a mock panel.
It's kind of like a roast of Wick.
What's going to be?
Play Wick and
the
Wick,
roast
and
of Wick.
Streamers going to play.
The roast of Wick. Does anyone remember the roast of Chud Logic? ElderDrazi's last mock panel. We're getting a sequel? Oh boy. Oh boy. But it gets better. It gets better. It's going to be even better than the roast of Chud Logic, guys.
I don't know if you're interested. It seems like it'd be up your alley. I'm doing a kind of a mock panel. It's kind of like a roast of Wick. I'm going to play Wick, and some other streamers are going to play caricatures of other streamers. It should be fun. I'm having Tuna Chip produce it. It'll be more organized than half my shit. Almost all of my shit. He's very good on that end. If you're interested, shoot me a DM.
Okay, cool.
You can pick who you want to be.
I think Tuna.
So he's getting people to play the characters. They're doing it as characters, dude.
I believe invited me to a podcast.
Yeah,
Podcast.
Me too. Your childhood sucks.
Bro.
It's about like a show that you watch.
It's just the most terrible fucking ideas you can imagine, isn't it? It's just some of the most terrible, most horrific sounding ideas you can possibly imagine. They're doing a mock panel where they all play characters of other streamers, and ElderDrazi plays the character of Wick and then pretend to roast Wick as these other characters. So no one's feelings have to get hurt. So no one's feelings have to actually get hurt. So we can all just play it. That's the case. No one's feelings have to really get hurt. Gayest shit in the world. And then a Tuna Chip panel about how they had terrible childhoods. Please. Please. Suck. Oh, man. It's just so infuriating that people come up with these ideas. It reminds me of the F-Bombs improv panel. I always bring this up, but the F-Bombs improv panel was one of the worst fucking series ever made. And I've said this to him so many times. I fucking hate it, man. It was so cringe. I mean, I guess he was trying something new, but it was so cringe. There was the episode where Beckett was on, and Beckett for 2 hours roleplayed as a Warhammer 40,000 Inquisitor doing a Twitch poll debate panel. Some of the most cringe content I've ever been subjected to. Should the HNT try to infiltrate the roast of... Oh, maybe. I'm not giving directions. Individual actors can do what they want.
When you were a kid?
Sanso, appreciate the raid, homie. What'd you say?
It's like about like a show that you used to watch when you were a kid and see if it holds up to modern times.
Oh, and it's a media review show? It's a media review show? Nobody... Dog, Tuna Chip, Tom, Drazi. Nobody gives a fuck what you think of Transformers G1. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody wants to watch that. Literally nobody. None of you have any expertise, insight, anything entertaining to say about the subject.
I guess this is called. I don't want to
review cuties as Wick
talked about, so maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I
Oh,
shouldn't.
do you want
say
to DM it to
anything.
me? Tuna and I are like IRL friends, and I know all the stuff.
Copy the Mr. Girl script.
Okay.
Cover your
Maybe
teeth.
you don't know if I'm just saying that.
Yeah, I don't know. Wait, your childhood sucked on Nostalgia Podcast.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that is what it is. If you didn't see the first episode with Wick, it was really good. I stopped doing stuff involving my moving to like continue watching
Okay.
the
So
first
wait.
episode.
So explain this to me again. What is it
It's solid.
exactly?
So what it was with, I'll just tell you what the Wick one was about. Wick liked Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when he was a kid. So they talked a whole bunch about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They watched some clips from before. They did trivia about it. And just kind of tried to see, like, does this really hold up to now? Or were you just, like, kid-brained, and that's why you loved it so much? So kind of, like, lets you go through and, like, relive all those childhood things. And also, in that one, did come to the realization that the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles opener is absolutely fire. It's so good, even by today's standards, which is a very funny thing to think.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what is basically what his podcast is. and I think it's solid. It was a very well put together show.
Yeah, all right.
Not even for like a small streamer, just good in general.
I'll probably go watch it then. So like, am I like, are they just gonna ask me about shit that I watched when I was a kid or something, or?
No, so you'd be like, Tuna, when I was like from like the ages of like 6 to 11, I was obsessed with My Little Pony. It was my favorite thing. And so he'll show like different clips, the different generations of the ponies and all that. You'll talk about your favorite one and then why it was your favorite one. And then, you know, he'll have probably some pony trivia, things like that.
Damn. Okay.
I'm sorry. It's just the idea of you being a brony is really, really funny to me.
Yeah.
Like, especially like kind of closeted, but open enough to talk about that it was your favorite show. That's very good to me.
Yeah. I can't even think of like, I guess Power Rangers was probably my favorite show.
I thought Power Rangers, but I don't remember enough of it.
Yeah, but I was about to say, I don't remember shit from that. Like, I remember
there's two
Lord
things
Zed.
you remember.
I think...
Dude, it's crazy that Tom is just always doing, like, this total feigned ignorance. I can't remember anything about anything I've ever enjoyed. Like, I just don't enjoy things. All I do is intellectual engagement. I don't enjoy anything whatsoever. Because, like, he says that he used to do so much sports all the time. He doesn't fucking do sports now, though, does he? Look at this fucking dad bod freak. You ain't out there doing shit. So what do you enjoy? What do you enjoy? Because you always sit there and pretend like you don't remember anything about any TV show or movie you've ever watched. You sit there and pretend you're not into any games ever. You just like Factorio once in a while. It's like so bizarre. It's so bizarre just to watch someone like deliberately try to present themselves as like this. I mean, maybe he just genuinely is the most boring motherfucker ever. Maybe he really is. Maybe he's just actually got no personality whatsoever. That's totally possible. That is totally possible. No, I'll accept that, actually. No, I'm backing down. I will accept there is a possibility that he is just the most personalityless, boring, blank slate of a person with nothing going for him. I will accept that possibility. I will back down and accept that.
Xena the Witch, is that what she was called? Or that's
Ursula, wasn't it? I don't know.
Maybe it's Ursula.
Look, we remember two things. The Green Ranger and then the White Ranger was the coolest one.
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely. And that movie with Ivan Ooze was fucking insane when you were a kid. When you seen the Power Rangers movie, we lost our
Food
fucking
Shop
minds.
Super Chatted $4.99. $4.99 from Food Shops. Kid Brained. Dad Brained. Teenage Mutants Transformers. Yin Yang. Taoism.
Most wise. Thank you, Food Shops, for the $4.99.
Fucking ninjas in the movie.
Yeah.
And then the show sucked after that and just kind of died off. And they kept coming out with
they
other
went from
sucky
ninjas to like
movies
Turbo, and I was just like, what do I care? I met an adult like 6 years ago who was legitimately very into Power Rangers. And I'm like, you're weird. Like, I sat down and watched an episode with him. He's like, you know what? I'll give it a shot. I'm a nerd. I like nerdy shit. And I was just like, nah, dog.
What
this is strictly for children.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, my sister's boyfriend
Max, you're fucked in the head.
would like come and ask me about what happened on Power Rangers that week, and I was able to like, oh, this happened, and the White Ranger came out, and we thought it was going to be the Green Ranger, but it ended up being this other guy named Tommy, and it was like, yeah, it was. I remember like explaining all of this stuff to them.
You know what the funniest part is? I'm pretty sure isn't the picture, Max, that you use for that Food Shops account? Isn't that you? Isn't that your face? Is it not? I could have sworn. Is that because I've seen that photo on your Twitter? I thought. What's your Twitter again? Boogie1488 or something, right? Can't find Boogie1488. Time Force is the best one. That's very true. Guys, it's not Addy. It's Max, not Addy. Confusing because they both use alt accounts. Addy only ever donates $1.99. Max is much more generous. That's $4.99.
I found out that from my dad's side, I had a cousin named Tommy, and I lived with my other cousin Justin. I was like, Justin, I have a cousin named Tommy, and he was like the ultimate one-upper. He's like, oh yeah, I have a cousin named Megazord, and like I only doubted it. So whenever I think about the Power Rangers, that always comes up because the balls. He said it with full confidence, and I didn't fully discount it. But yeah, Power Rangers was really cool. It's just like out of my memory. I think I might end up going with like Beyblade or something. That was like preteen.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to think about what it shows I even remember, because like Pokemon kind of, but I was like aging out at the part where it was like becoming popular. Like I was getting into
How old
like
are you?
35.
I'm 35. No, we were like elementary school, right? I missed the first 2 episodes
Going
of
into
Pokemon.
middle
I
school.
found out
I'd rather go full evoker than hear these freaks talk about how they peaked in elementary school. Go full evoker.
from a friend.
Like I
were
played
what?
all
You're
of
going
that.
into middle
Yeah,
school?
well, so like early, like middle of elementary school, I'm definitely playing like Game Boy and like, you know, the red and yellow and gold and silver games, and that's, you know, collecting all the cards and all of that. But once it got past like the original like Pokemon, I'm like in middle school. I don't know anything about Pokemon anymore. I don't care. The Pokerap is totally different at this point. It's got a bunch of other bullshit that I've never heard of, and like, yeah, it just kind of changed dramatically to where I stopped caring like very quickly when they added all of the new stuff. And yeah, that was
middle
that
school
for
is
me.
about where I fell out, because I used to play like the card game at like a bookstore, but sort of phased out middle school time. Yeah, like somewhere around 7th, 8th grade. Weird. Yeah, I don't know. Then I think after that, like I watched Beyblade in the mornings, and I liked that. I still have a box of Beyblades. I found out that my wife during COVID liked Beyblades, and since we were locked in the house, we bought like $600 worth of them and just fucking fought with them for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I don't know what Beyblade is.
You don't know what Beyblades are? They're like spinning tops with like weapons grade.
Does not know what Beyblade is.
Rings on the top of them.
No,
Never heard of Beyblade.
You've never heard of Beyblade ever?
No.
Google Beyblade. You know what a Beyblade is.
No.
Bay, like B-A-Y?
No.
B-E-Y. Your audience knows what Beyblades are.
B-E-Y, B-L-A-D-E. Who in chat knows what a Beyblade is? That was, I see HTXL knows, but I don't see anybody else who knows what it is.
What?
Beyblade was dope. Yep, I do. Me.
Let's see.
One saying no. Beyblade was based. Tom is homeschooled. I had some.
You've seen these.
I don't know. They kind of look familiar, but I don't really remember these. I don't think I.
They're like battling tops, basically. But the cartoon had like, there's like spirits in them. The spirits would fight each other too.
It's not for no reason that he's lying about not knowing what Beyblade is, though, Boots. Let's be real. It's because he wants to present himself as like, you know. I just haven't even ever thought of anything remotely weird or nerdy or anything. I just always think about sports, all the sports I do, and all the pussy I fuck. That's all I'm ever thinking about. That's all I'm ever thinking about.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I remember any of this. It's
that was like the age of Beyblade and Yu-Gi-Oh for me. So what? You just went to middle school and just started getting pussy, or what?
Yeah.
Just you dropped the Pokemon.
Frankly.
Yeah.
Just 13-year-old.
Yeah, that's what happened. No, I got like really involved in sports and
oh, that's
very,
fair.
very athletic guy.
Like
This Tom fella.
That took up
very athletic, as you can see. Big sports guy. Huge sports guy. Tom was laying pipe before you were even alive, bud.
all my like extracurricular time. That and girlfriends. So like, yeah, between sports.
Yeah, and girlfriends. Yeah, it was girlfriends. I was just crushing it at 13. You have no idea. I was getting so much pussy. I had no time for video games or TV or anything that, you know, most 13-year-olds do. No, I was just getting pussy all the time, dude. I was crushing it.
Girls, like, yeah, I just didn't have time anymore.
I lived in the thumb of Michigan. The women were not the girls in my school were not very they weren't as good as the nerd shit as I was doing. Maybe if I went to school in the city, it would have been a lot different. But no, dude.
Tom was the star quarterback and won homecoming king 4 years in a row.
Bunch of farm girls and stuff wasn't happening.
Yeah, no, girls here are gorgeous. Like just outside of Atlanta in Georgia, where you're like pretty close to Atlanta, pretty close to like the rural areas in the suburbs. Yes, the women here are all gorgeous, and it's like it's funny because I'll hear people say like, "Oh, going to Walmart where I live is so gross, and everybody's so disgusting, and they're all like these trailer trash walking
Actually,
around."
everyone in my Walmart's a supermodel. Actually, everyone in my local Walmart is a supermodel in shithole Atlanta.
Like blah blah blah. Here you go into the Walmart in the middle of the night and like it's still just like very well put together people and tons of like good looking guys and good looking women, and like yeah, it's just
they're all like supermodels like me, really. They all look they're all like supermodels, like me in Atlanta.
a really nice area to live in. So
The thumb of Michigan is literally the Walmart of America. All right. That's why my wife was born and raised there, but she's albino and she looks and acts like nothing. I took the odd one out and got her out of there, and we left.
yeah.
Tom's just like going to Walmart and seeing one ghetto rat who vaguely resembles Zendaya, and just like, oh my god, the women here are like supermodels.
Yeah, that I remember. There's one place that I went to when I was a kid, New Hampshire. I remember going to New Hampshire, and I remember telling my parents, we've been here for like a week, and I have not seen a single good-looking person the entire time. This place has the ugliest, like, most inbred people I have ever seen. And they were like, what? Really? I haven't noticed. And then the rest of the time there, like, I had 4 other siblings who were all like, oh my goodness, he's right. There's not a single good-looking person in this entire place. What is happening here? Like, and it was just every time we've been there since, we all look around like, there's nobody. There's not a single one anywhere in this entire state.
That's funny. Now, I know what it sounds like me saying this now, but in my early 20s, I was a very good-looking guy. I did very well for myself. I just didn't look like this. Now I'm old and fat and shit. But like up there, last time I was up there, I turned at a Walmart too. I turned the corner and I felt really bad immediately. You ever do something so fucked that you criticize yourself for it immediately?
Oh,
I
sure.
turned the corner and I seen this woman and audibly out loud I went, ugh. And then I just turned around and walked away. I was like, oh, I can't believe I did that. Have you ever seen somebody so ugly that it offended like your senses to where you had an audible reaction? I was so embarrassed that I did it too. I was like, how did I do that? Like, how was I capable of not having my faculties together to not go out loud?
That's rough.
It was, I felt, I think I messaged Tuna about it. I was like, dude, please tell me this has happened to you because I am embarrassed by myself. Like, nobody's seen me. That person, as far as nobody who knew me heard me. But I was just like, I want to leave Walmart now. I don't want to get any of my stuff. I just want to go home.
Bruh.
So yeah,
that's rough.
The thumb of Michigan is not a place for pretty people.
The thumb of Michigan.
It's all New Hampshire.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. It's I liken it to Alabama a lot. My uncle's from Alabama. He fit in there perfect. A lot of drinking and driving going on.
I gotta get you out of my hair now, so.
Yeah. Take it easy, man.
All right, appreciate you jumping on.
Best of luck to you moving forward.
Appreciate it, man. Later.
True. Shopping in the middle of the night is fucking based. Going to supermarkets and shit when they're totally dead middle of the night, that is based. That is based. That's epic.
Peace out.
All right.
This bitch buying veg.
Dang it.
This bitch buying veg.
Settings, and now I don't know.
Crazy. None for me, thanks. I'm such a retard, dude.
I had this so perfectly done, and now I don't know where it all was.
No salad.
Shoot.